high school football and not mention these two teams. It's Southern Lab at Parkview Baptist, and they both know what high-level competition is like. It's all next on Game Time. 5 of high school football here on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Countdown to Game Time. Tonight, we bring you a 1A, 4A homecoming matchup, and both of these teams are quite familiar with high-level competition. Southern Lab and Parkview Baptist have been in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome for the last 3 consecutive years, but both of these teams are dealing with some adversity for different reasons. Now, before we break down tonight's game any further, let's bring in the two guys that'll be bringing you all the action. I've got Jeff Palermo and Jason DeQueer. And Jeff, I usually toss it to you, but you are not the man of the hour. It's Jason, and it's his birthday. Jason, happy birthday.
Well, thank you. I thought I lost a coin flip or something. You know?
Hey, you might have. Jason, I've got 1 and maybe 2 surprises for you. I'm going to give you your first surprise.
Uh-oh, I'm getting really nervous. Yeah.
Surprise number 1. Happy birthday, Jason! Somebody told
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. It's hard to make me blush.
And surprise number 2, we have your wife and your 2 boys here with a cake that your boys made for you.
I didn't even know all of that yet.
Where are they? Are they here? Are they here?
Yeah.
Here they are!
Oh, look at this.
Oh, look how sweet.
Thank you.
We're going for the tears tonight. Did we get them?
Yes. This is amazing. Happy birthday. I love you all. Now Daddy's got to talk about football.
I just have a question. How long did it take you to make this cake?
We didn't actually make it.
That's okay. It's coming from the heart, right? So sweet. So sweet.
Yes.
Did we get the tears?
Yes, y'all got them. Y'all got them just
the
about there, but I'm going to suck them up.
We got the tears. Jeff.
Unfair, Jessica. Unfair.
We got you. Jeff, bring us back into the game tonight. It's homecoming night. We got Southern Lab and Parkview Baptist, 2 teams that are typically 3-1 at this time, but they're 1-3 going in.
Yeah, but they've played really tough schedule so far this season. I mean, when you look at it, Catholic High beat Parkview Baptist in a really close game early on in the season, and then Parkview also lost to Walker and John Curtis. And then you look at the teams that Southern Lab lost to: University High, Scotlandville, and then Riverside. I mean, all 3 of those teams could be in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, so don't be fooled by their 1-3 records in this game.
No, that's exactly right. And Jessica, you said it best. These are 2 rich in tradition programs. They're used to making it to the Superdome at the end of the season. And, you know, both of them are suffering a little adversity. Obviously, Parkview's got some injuries.
Yep.
Southern Lab going through a new coaching carousel, a new change. But I'll tell you what, all of that goes out the window. These teams are better than the records reflect tonight. And I'll tell you what, I believe that these 2 teams on paper are very evenly matched, and I think it's going to be for a close contest tonight.
Guys, last week we were at the Shrine on Airline between St. Aug and Jesuit. St. Aug took the win. Let's take a look at last week's snapback.
Snap, and it's blocked. Coming straight through there was Perry Gansey, and then it's picked up by Cameron Helm. Helm is down the sidelines, and Helm's going to take it for a score. Takes the snap. Here comes the pressure again, and it's intercepted, throwing right to a defender for the Purple Knights. Zion Wilcox is in the end zone for a touchdown. Oh, there's a safety. To the end zone, touchdown. They need it. Roman baits down the tackle, just right into the end zone, touchdown. Watermeyer, again off the back foot, touchdown. First and goal at the 12, now on the carries, Bailey again. Bailey is into the end zone, touchdown, Purple Knights.
Game Time will be bringing you much more hard-hitting action throughout the season. Coming up next, the guys will break down the action between Parkview Baptist and Southern Lab. Keep it right here on Yurview.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
If your business is looking for growth opportunities in the capital region, find out why Livingston Parish is the place to be. We have available sites, tremendous access to and from your facility. We have an excellent workforce pipeline, and our quality of life is second to none. To find out more, contact our office at 225-686-3982 or visit our website at ledc.net.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall-off-the-bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Countdown to Game Time. History is made tonight as Southern Lab and Parkview Baptist meet for the very first time. Both teams are 3-1 and both are looking to make a big statement tonight. Here to break down all the action, Jeff Palermo and Jason DeQueer. Guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Jason. Yeah, Southern Lab last week got a nice win over Broadmoor to finally break into the win column after really playing a very difficult schedule to start off the season. We already highlighted the opponents they played. But this is a very talented Southern Lab team, and they're led by 2 players that are committed to LSU. Ty Davis and Damone Clark. We're going to be mentioning their name quite a bit tonight in this contest.
Yeah, when you talk about a 1A school that's got 3 LSU commitments, that gives you an idea of the level of talent that this team has. You mentioned it, Ty Davis, their big-time running back. They want to run the ball more behind that big offensive line that they have. And then Damone Clark, I mean, you can't say enough about him. One of the most talented linebackers in the country and also an LSU commit, as you mentioned too, Jeff.
And a 4.2 GPA as well. And Davis had a huge game in the Division IV state championship game last year. And last season, he was averaging 16 yards a carry. Earlier, we had a chance to talk with the new head coach of the Southern Lab Kittens, Darrell Asbury. And here's what he had to say about trying to rebound from this 1-3 start.
Well, the guys are, mentally prepared. I mean, each week we've improved. They've had a great week of practice, and the last 2 weeks they've done a great job. It's just now coming in, everybody's in an unusual position at 1-3, so it's not a comfortable position to be in, so they understand that.
The Eagles are also 1-3 on the season, and they are dealing with numerous injuries, Jason. We'll touch on that a little bit, but let's talk about the guys that we will see tonight. Their quarterback, first-year starter, Alexander Oquan, has had a big season already. He rushed for nearly 200 yards in the loss to Catholic High, and then they got a high-motor guy on defense in Evan Chaney.
Yeah, and that Evan Chaney is the one that's really going to have to get going tonight. You get a chance to see him here on your screen, but he's got a big-time motor. Now, he's not going to be the biggest guy on the defensive line, but he is the most active. You can see there 2 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries by himself there on the season. And then, as you mentioned, Jeff, Alexander Oquan, when you talk about Parkview Baptist football and kind of running this veer offense, it's Alexander Oquan who's going to have to get them lined up, be disciplined on offense. He can really throw it, but he can also get this offense going as well.
Jessica Province had a chance to talk with Parkview head coach Jay Maye. Again, how about trying to respond from this 1-3 start?
Well, I think early in the season we just play hard and kids, learn what to do at different positions. We're thin on our roster, so, we got guys playing both ways. We also got guys learning new positions on the same side of the football. So, for us, it's the same song and dance, just us getting better at what we do and also at the same time improving and not eliminating mistakes that we make at certain spots and just controlling the football.
Last tune-up for these two teams before they enter into district play. We'll have more on this game as our pregame show rolls on. But first, let's send it back over to Jessica, who has a representative from ITI Technical College. Jessica?
Jeff, thanks so much. You're exactly right. None of this would be possible without our wonderful sponsors like ITI. I'm joined now by Michael and his son, Dylan Champagne. Michael, thanks so much for joining me.
Well, we appreciate you having us, and we're proud to be a sponsor of the Cock Game of the Week.
ITI recently had a really big recognition. Fill us in on a little bit about that.
But yeah, earlier this year, Forbes magazine, they ranked the top trade schools in America. They used criteria such as quality of education, affordability, and then how much graduates earn when they leave school. And ITI is proud to be part of that. We were ranked. Matter of fact, we were the only school ranked in the South in this Forbes magazine ranking. So we're very proud and honored with this recognition.
That's huge. Congratulations on that. Well, since you have that recognition, you have to have some good programs to go along with it. Fill us in on some of your programs that you guys offer.
Most definitely. We have a wide variety, and mostly on the industrial side, we'll have stuff such as process technology, instrumentation, electrical, HVAC. Business side, we'll have OA and IT, and then kind of hybrid ones, construction management and drafting and design. Just a wide variety, a lot of choices for students to find their area of interest.
And last but not least, some short contact information.
Well, if you want to visit us, you can go to our website at www.iticollege.edu. Call us on the phone, 752-4233, or we're off of Airline just right down the street from Parkview Baptist.
Dylan, you have a prediction for tonight, Parkview Baptist or Southern Lab?
Who's going to win? Just say Parkview.
Parkview.
That's because you're here, huh? Good choice. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we'll continue to count down to kickoff between Parkview Baptist and Southern Lab. You're watching Game Time.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
Hi, I'm Leighton Ricks, Livingston Parish President. Let me just tell you, I know we've suffered through the August floods, but we're coming back stronger than ever. Through tourism, through our Sheriff's Department, our schools, our Homeland Security Department, our LEDC, through our commercial development, our real estate development, everything you came to Livingston Parish for, schools, all are still there, doing more and bigger and better things than ever. Come on out to Livingston Parish. We're coming back. We are on the move. Livingston Parish is the place to be.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Company's countdown to game time. Well, I tell you what, Louisiana revolves around high school football, but the way these athletes remain on the field is through our great partners at Peak Performance Physical Therapy, and I'm so happy to be joined now by Fabian Roussel and Chris Purvis. Guys, thanks so much for being out here. We talk about it week to week, getting guys back out on the field, and actually the injury bug has bitten Parkview, and they've got about 7 starters out. Fabian, you're seeing some of those guys. Talk to me about how that works.
Well, the beauty of it is I'm on the field for when they do get hurt, so I can find out their mechanism of injury, and we can jump on them immediately. So we can evaluate them on the field, set up a treatment plan with the parents. Come Monday, we're treating them. So we're already ahead of the game come Monday, trying to get them back on the field sooner.
And it's not just here at Parkview Baptist. You guys are really citywide, almost statewide. How are some of those partnerships working beyond just this campus?
Well, like I said, a lot of schools don't have athletic trainers on the sideline, and that's really tough, especially with a sport like football where you have so many injuries. So we try to get out. We try to get as many of our guys and girls out as we can to get to the schools, because we're just trying to, like Fabian said, facilitate getting these kids back as quickly as possible, but as safely as possible, too, so they don't keep getting hurt.
Guys, thank y'all so much for your continued support of high school athletics and for being here tonight. We appreciate all that you do.
Thank you.
All right, he said go Eagles. There we go. No, this is not our last stop between the Parkview Eagles and Southern Lab Kittens. We've got a lot more game time coverage coming to you, and right now we're going to take a look at the upcoming schedule.
Game Time on URLA has all the best teams and players this season with an unbelievable 2017 schedule. We start the second half of the season with one of the best rivalries in the Crescent City as Edna Carr takes on McDonough 35. It's a rematch of a Class 4A semifinal contest from last season that the Cougars won 26-14. Carr went on to win the Class 4A championship in 2016 with a perfect 14-0 record, while McDonough returns 9 starters on offense, including starting quarterback Lee John Howard. Week 7, we head to Lafayette for another great rivalry game as St. Thomas More faces Turlings Catholic. The Cougars won their first football state championship in Division II last season under legendary head coach Jim Hightower. The Cougars will have a new starting quarterback this year, but there are still plenty of talented skill position players on this team. Turlings has a new coach as Dane Chaponche replaces his father, Sonny Chaponche. He inherits a big offensive line, and they play at one of the best high school stadiums in the state. Week 8 playoff seeding will be on the line as Central visits Zachary. The Broncos won a state title in 2015 and won 10 games last year while reaching the semifinals. Zachary coach David Brewerton is one of the best in the area and has one of the most talented teams in Baton Rouge. It'll be the second time we'll see Central this season, and it'll be interesting to see how much Sid Edwards' team has grown up since their Week 1 matchup against Dunham. Week 9, it's a Livingston Parish showdown as the Live Oak Eagles host the Walker Wildcats. Plenty of skill position players with this team, especially at running back. Walker won 7 games a year ago and made the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Live Oak has 9 starters back on defense, which should make them very formidable. Our regular season on URLA concludes with another 5A district matchup as Scotlandville hosts Denham Springs. The Yellow Jackets are led by first-year head coach Bill Conades. Scotlandville reached the Division I state title game last season and have the talent to return to the Dome again under head coach Levante Davis, who is in his second season and is ready to establish himself as one of the best young coaches in the game. After the regular season, Yurview will have 4 playoff games, leading you up to all the action in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome State Championships.
Coming up next, we'll take a look at the talent that is on the field tonight with our recruiting insider. 2 big powerhouses. You don't want to miss it. You're watching Game Time on Yurview.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
If your business is looking for growth opportunities in the capital region, find out why Livingston Parish is the place to be. We have available sites, tremendous access to and from your facility. We have an excellent workforce pipeline, and our quality of life is second to none. To find out more, contact our office at 225-686-3982 or visit our website at ledc.net.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from long drivers to unlucky drivers. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Company's countdown to game time. Tonight we have two powerhouse teams, which must mean some powerhouse players. Let's learn more about these key players and their recruiting process with our recruiting insider by Lee Burkeen.
Ashley was the first person.
Southern Lad Kittens, two-time state champions. I know it was removed, but, you know, I still think they were the best team in 1A the last 2 years, and 15 and 16 and 17. I still think they got the best 1A team in the state on the private side. They've lost their first 2 games. They've got a new coach. It's hard to adjust when you have a new head coach about a week before the season, and it was just hard to pick up on your new guy. You know, you got to get to know your head coach in a week or two. That's kind of tough. This is a team that I don't care if they go 5-5. They'll make the playoffs, and you don't want to play them in the first round. Trust me. They're capable of scoring 70 points a game on anyone. Cordell Thomas is the best offensive lineman I've ever seen in Baton Rouge in my 25 years, and that says a lot. He's better than Lyle Collins. I saw Lyle at Redemptor's. He's way better. He's 6'4", 350, runs a 4.8 40, and he means business. He comes after kids like he's a fifth-year senior in college. He can run and move at 350. And they got one of the best junior running backs in the United States, Tyron Davis. He's a 219 running back. I think he's as good as Geis coming out of Baton Rouge, the best running back I've seen since Geis. And he's a 6 foot tall, 215, can run, he's fast, he's tough, he's got great vision. And their defense is loaded with speed and talent. Again, once this team gets adjusted to the new staff, the new coach, I think they're going to close strong. You'll be excited to watch them tonight. I think they're going to be exciting to watch. They have several kids on this team that will be playing college football. Parkview Baptist will be they're a delight to watch every Thursday or Friday when they play. Jay Maye has continued the tradition of toughness that started years ago at Parkview Baptist with several of the coaches. I mean, unbelievable program. No one does a better job except maybe Notre Dame or Crowley in South Louisiana, taking fullbacks and starting them at linebacker and playing fullback on offense to bring another blocker, to bring toughness to the run game. Connor Joffrion, we've talked about on my TV show, one of the most delightful, entertaining, athletic running backs that you'll watch in all of Louisiana, 5'10", 11, 200 pounds. He's phenomenal. I think he's D1. He's not being looked at as D1, but I'm one of his biggest fans. Terry Tolliver's a great athlete at corner, will play a little receiver. You got Kyle Washington, who's not really a typical receiver in this program history. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a big guy that they're not used to having as a receiver. Parker Kirby is one of those fullbacks I'm talking about that plays linebacker. He's 235, 5'11", and the coach's son, Cole Maye, is a big kid. He's 6 foot, about 205. He plays linebacker, plays a little running back. Alexander O'Quinn is the sleeper when Joffrion needs other people to come in and get reps. He's a new kid, a senior that's really done a good job this year. Same old Parkview Baptist, power run game, great O-line, tough and strong. converted running backs, the linebacker, a good front seven, not a lot of depth, but they do it every year and find a way to get to the Dome every year in the state championship game. I'm impressed by this team so far. I think they're going to do great again this year.
You'll get a chance to see those players in action in just a few short minutes. It's homecoming, and it's exciting, and it's coming right here on Game Time.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall off the bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims. But do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
Hello, this is JT with Livingston Tourism. I just want to encourage you to come out and see us. We're just east of Baton Rouge on Interstate 12. We have Bass Pro, beautiful hotels, RV parks. So if you're looking for just a weekend getaway, you can come see us. Or if you're just traveling, stop by. We have restaurants, shopping, antique district, Jubin Crossing, golf. Anything you want to do, we have it here in Livingston Parish. So come see us. For any of our events, you can visit us at livingstontourism.com or on social media.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Countdown to Game Time. It's homecoming night at Parkview Baptist as they host the Southern Lab Kittens. Now, all this coverage would not be possible without our partnership with Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and right now I'm so happy to be joined by one of those agents, Aaron Duran. Aaron, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Talking about Louisiana high school football and Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, tell me a little bit about that partnership and what makes it so special.
Well, we're both very involved in the community. You know, as Farm Bureau agent, you know, we love going out, meeting folks, talking with folks, cooking at different events, coming out to different events and just hanging out and doing what we do. So
it's exactly why they call it real service for real people, right?
That's right.
Now let's talk about some of that real coverage. What do you guys offer?
Well, we offer home, life, auto. We offer health insurance, and we also offer flood insurance.
Very good. And what about some contact information? How can someone reach out to you?
Well, our local office is here in Zachary. That's 225-658-0290. But anywhere in Louisiana, you can reach us at www.lafarmbureau.com. You'll get a list of agents there. You'll probably recognize somebody on the list and call them up. So.
Very good. Be sure to go and see if your neighbor is actually on that list.
That's right.
Real
That's right.
service, real people. Aaron, give me your prediction for tonight. Southern Lab and Parkview Baptist.
Oh, man. Well, I know you went to Parkview.
There we go.
And so I know you're going to be pulling for Parkview, so I'm just going to kind of stay neutral here and just say I hope nobody gets hurt and everybody has a good game. So.
Very good. Very good. Smart guy.
There you go. There you go.
Aaron, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Guys.
Crowd building here at Parkview Baptist High School for this matchup between the Eagles and the Southern Lab Kittens. Next week will actually be on a Thursday night. The Edna Carr Cougars taking on McDonough 35. What a great matchup that will be. Again, that's going to be on Thursday night on Cox Cable Channel 1004. You can check it out at Yurview.com. That will be a fantastic matchup, just like tonight will be a great matchup between Parkview Baptist and Southern Lab. The Kittens are ready. Crosstown rivals going at it, or I should say foes. Not really rivals. They've never played each other in football before. So this should be a very interesting matchup. Two teams desperate to get a victory. They come in with records of 1-3. And one of these teams will get a nice start to district play, which will begin next week. So that will do it for our Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance countdown to game time. When we come back, it will be kickoff from Parkview Baptist, Southern Lab, taking on the Eagles. And there are the Parkview Baptist Eagles coming into this game with a record of 1-3, facing their crosstown foes of Southern Lab. The Kittens also 1-3 on the season. Both teams desperate to get a victory here tonight on Game Time. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Palermo, along with Jason DeQueer, as we are just about at the halfway point of the high school football season. And it's been a great season so far, and this has been a matchup we've been waiting for a long time. Unfortunately, for a team like Parkview Baptist, they're really beat up. Their top 3 running backs will not play in this game. So Jay Maye, their head coach, he's going to be shuffling some guys around. And, of course, for Southern Lab, had a lot of turmoil before the start of the season with heavy penalties being handed down because of recruiting violations. Marcus Randall terminated as the head coach. But Daryl Asbury has come in, and he has provided a calming influence. And I think the Southern Lab team is about ready to take off.
Yeah, I think you're right. And look, both of these teams had very tough schedules to begin with. And you talk about some of the injuries when you're playing bigger schools. But looking at the Southern Lab side, I agree with you, Jeff. A new coach on board, and that always brings a little turmoil with it. Trying to first make sure you got all your players. And he came in so soon with the start of the season. But look, I've known Coach Asbury. He's coached on the collegiate level. He knows a lot about offense. There's a lot of talent on the Southern Lab team, and I expect they're going to start getting it together and look for a deep run.
Well, there are a couple of fantastic offensive players in this football game, so let's talk about them here really quick. First of all, for Southern Lab, Ty Davis, he's committed to LSU, and then Alexander Oakland, the quarterback for Parkview.
Yeah, and the two keys to both of these, you know, you look at Ty Davis, they want to run the ball more at Southern Lab behind that big offensive line. They've got some big-time talent, one of the best offensive linemen in the country, but Ty Davis can really hit it fast and pound it in there. And Alexander Oakland, he's got a good arm, and really Coach Maye is looking for him to really begin to gel into this veer option offense and just run the Parkview system.
Let's take a look at our keys to victory. First of all, for the Southern Lab Kittens and their first-year head coach, Daryl Asbury. They got a win last week against Broadmoor. What do they need to do to get a win tonight?
Well, you got to stay away from the penalty bug. They've been getting hit with too many penalties, and then when you play a veer option team like this, you got to do your job on defense. Focus in on your assignment, and then, of course, with all the talent you mentioned, Jeff, they want to look for the big play on offense.
Yeah, and now let's take a look at the Parkview Baptist keys and their head coach, Jay Maye.
Well, when you talk about the skill position players on Southern Lab, you got to tackle well. And then they want to protect the football, not have any turnovers. And then when you have this offense again, 3 clouds in the dust, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, stay ahead of the chains in this offense.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have kickoff between Southern Lab and the Parkview Baptist Eagles. This is Game Time on Yurview.
Attention to detail makes the world go round. At Baker Printing, our approach to the printing business is very simple. Treat it as if it were your own. That's not always an easy job, but it comes from the top down in our company. We thrive on the unique jobs. Bottom line, we take care of our customers' projects as if they were our very own. At Baker Printing, attention to detail makes our world go round.
You can live the dream life right now at Suma Crossing Apartments in Livingston Parish. Imagine luxurious and affordable living where it is safe and the school systems are awesome. A quiet community with a private, well-stocked lake and a cool, relaxing swimming pool. Easy access for Baton Rouge commuters or students at Southeastern. It's not a dream, it's real and waiting for you. Come see Suma Crossing, exit 19 on I-12.
Game Time on Yurview is brought to you by Louisiana Lift. At Louisiana Lift, we're always on call. And by Panda's Barbecue, slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone believe in better. The playing of our national anthem here at Parkview Baptist High School, and the student section is ready for this one, and so are we. Parkview led by head coach Jay Maye. What a job he has done in his 4th season as the head coach. Of course, has been here for a long time now, as he's been coaching here for over 2 decades and has been part of Parkview's 5 state championships, the latest one coming in 2015 when they won the Division II title. Former South Lafourche grad and McNeese State grad, and the son-in-law to legendary head coach Kenny Guillot. And then leading the charge for the Southern Lab Kittens, it's Darryl Asbury in his 1st season, former head coach at Texas Southern, also the head coach at Shaw University in North Carolina. So he has over 2 decades of college coaching experience, and this is his 1st head coaching job on the high school level. A few weeks ago, well, actually about 6 weeks ago, he was an assistant coach with Bel Air, helping a guy become the offensive coordinator, and then the turmoil occurs at Southern Lab. He gets the call, and he wanted to help out his alma mater, Southern Lab. He's a former quarterback for the Kittens, and really, I think he inherited a situation that was very difficult. But again, I think he's been a very calming influence for this team and the players. And right now they're focused on finishing this season strong. They're ineligible for the playoffs, but they will be eligible for the playoffs next year. And this is a Southern Lad team you don't want to meet here in the second half of the year. Good, strong kickoff. That is going to sail into the end zone. Nicely done there by Mason McKee. And we'll see the Southern Lab Kittens offense first. And their quarterback, many of you are familiar with him being named Quincy Fillmore, but he has changed his name, his last name anyways, for this year, and it's Quincy Mitchell, who has thrown for over 200 yards. He's rushed for 100 yards. Last year, he had over 46 total touchdowns. Really just a good leader. He threw for over 2,000 yards last season. Phenomenal athlete, very confident, and a high football IQ, and he leads Southern Lab from its own 20-yard line. Tailback getting the carry is Ty Davis, and Ty Davis right up the middle for about 7 yards. This is a Southern Lab offense that's averaging 22 points a game this year. And coming off a victory last week against Broadmoor. There's a look at the starting lineups. Told you about Quincy Mitchell, Ty Davis, Jarvis Thornton, Reginald Johnson, Theodore Knox, Ronnie Smith. And then the offensive line of Wallace, Smith, Ferguson, Banks, and Cordell Thomas is an LSU commitment. They go to the air, and the pass is incomplete to Reginald Johnson. Coverage on for Parkview Baptist by Kyle Washington, and a 3rd down quickly here in this game, as it's 3rd down and about 3 now for Southern Lab.
Well, on that 1st down, they did a good job running behind that line. You thought maybe they'd come back with Ty Davis, but they let Mitchell drop back and just incomplete, and kind of in that tweener distance here, but I would suspect they'll run it.
3rd down and 2. They will run it. Parkview ready for it, but a great run by Ty Davis, and Ty Davis is into Parkview territory before he's knocked out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Well, Ty Davis, you get a good look at him there. We featured him at the outset. You know, one of those players that will definitely be playing at the next level, and it's not just Ty Davis, it's that offensive line. Look, before he even really gets touched, it's a few yards down the field, and you can see there you're not going to arm tackle the guy. He's tough to bring down. 37-yard run. Some high praise in our pregame show from Lee Brakeem of the Louisiana Football Magazine, saying he might be the best running back coming out of Baton Rouge, even better than Darius Geis. Yeah, a lot of work to do before you get there.
He's going to get another carry here, and a hard run to the 29. Davis averaged 16 yards a carry. And in the state title game last year, he rushed for 244 yards on just 8 carries. Let's take a look at the Parkview Baptist defense, who has done a good job against the run this season, other than that loss to John Curtis. Evan Cheney, Damian Sibley, Ty Petty, Colton Jumonville, Hunter Daniel, Connor Reed, the linebackers, Dustin Philippe, Evan Cheney, Kyle Washington, Terry Tolliver, and then Hayden Warren in the secondary. Now getting the football is Quincy Mitchell as he calls his own number, and he gets up to the 16-yard line. That's a first down.
Well, and the other person on there, one of the big-time recruits is Cordell Thomas, number 70, and right there, Quincy Mitchell just lets Cordell Thomas do his job. I heard today he was ranked the #1 offensive lineman in the entire country, and right there, Quincy Mitchell just lined up behind big number 70, and he just cleared a hole. Easy pickup there.
13 yards for Mitchell as they are inside the Livingston Parish Tourism red zone from the 17-yard line for Mitchell. And this time it's going to be Charvis Thornton. Thornton bounces it to the outside. He's difficult to bring down, and he gets it up to the 9-yard line. And he's about 2 yards shy of the first down after the 8-yard run. Charvis Thornton, you can't forget about him. So much attention on Ty Davis, but this guy is a very elusive running back who will line up in the slot a lot. And he's got a lot of good schools looking at him as well: Colorado, Oregon State, and Kansas.
Yeah, he's your change of pace guy, and he plays offense and defense, goes both ways, but he's your real home run hitter.
2nd and goal at the 2-yard line. Thornton again dotting the I. They hand it to the up back, and that's Ty Davis. Ty Davis is in the end zone, and Southern Lab takes the football and just runs right down Parkview's throat, and the Kittens have an early lead.
Well, and literally ran it right down their throats. They did not complete a pass on that drive, and really, just look at the guys up front in the holes. I mean, that is, Jeff, I might be able to run through some of that. But, you know, that's when that offensive line for Southern Lab just looks at each other and says, look, we got this. We're going to pound this thing all day until we stop it. I had a chance to talk with Coach Tyson, the offensive line coach, before the game, and he told me he was arguing with Coach Asbury because he feels they should be running the ball more. And you saw a good look at their run game there.
Well, they have a fantastic offensive line led by Cedric Banks and then Cordell Thomas, who is the 2-time All-State selection. Illegal substitution called on Southern Lab. They had too many men, I think, on the field. Now, Southern Lab does not have a field goal kicker, so they're going to go for 2 every time.
Yeah, and you get away with some of this early in the season. Obviously, they've dropped a couple games, but, you know, you got to go on campus and find somebody who can kick the ball. You know,
that's one of your biggest pet peeves.
Well, you can't. I mean, it just takes away a whole element of the game. You know.
And here they got to burn a timeout because they still can't line up correctly for this 2-point conversion. And there's Darrell Asbury counting them, wondering, do we got 11 guys on the field or not?
But if it comes down to a close game at the end and you need 1 point to tie it up and it's the extra, what do you do, Jeff? I mean, you know,
you go for 2. That's all you can do.
You know, or 1 point wins the game. You know, the extra point wins the game. You got to go for 2.
Well, when you got this offensive line, though,
you're right.
Jock Wallace, Nick Smith, David Ferguson, Banks, and Thomas, as I mentioned before, I might take my chances as far as picking up the 3 yards to get the 2-point conversion. Well, Parkview Baptist, a tough start. They had a heartbreaker last week, Jason. They lost to Walker 28-22. Parkview 1-3. 2 of their losses, they had late leads in the game. Catholic High, they led late. In fact, Catholic High scored on the final play of the game to beat Parkview. And then last week they led Walker, and Walker rallied to beat the Eagles 28-22. And Parkview's also been decimated with injuries. So a lot of guys going 2 ways for Parkview now. And this is, roster-wise, they don't have quite the numbers that they normally do.
The depth that they do. But, you know, this is kind of usual territory for them. You know, they were down, I think, 1-3 last season, had lost the first couple. But I think you're right, Jeff. The difference this year is they just don't have the depth. More players, as Coach Maye said, going both ways. And on that key drive right there by Southern Lab, his son is one of the main ones that's missing at that linebacker position, and that's Cole Maye. And he's had to play both ways and has been a pivotal player for them up to this point. And just not having your main signal caller and linebacker really hurts on the defensive side of the ball.
All right, still not exactly sure what the delay is here. I mean, the referee's looking, I don't know.
Well, it's not lightning. I can promise you that. I fell asleep on that. What was that? The Thursday night game
last night.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what is.
That was your Bears playing. You didn't want to talk about it.
Let's talk about my Cubs.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. Oh, man.
All right. From the 8-yard line now, Southern Lab will go for 2. Shotgun formation here for Quincy Mitchell. With 2 wide receivers to the near side. That's Reginald Johnson all the way next to the sideline. Throwing to the corner, and it's incomplete. Ronnie Smith was the intended target. Coverage there by Dustin Philippe. So we stay at 6-0. Southern Lab leading the Parkview Baptist Eagles after the initial drive of the night. And there's our Podner's Barbecue scoring drive. 7 plays, 80 yards. Very symmetrical drive there. 80 yards, 2 minutes, and then the touchdown run by Ty Davis.
Yeah, and everybody got in on the action. You saw a couple of different running backs. You saw Ty Davis. You saw the quarterback. You saw Thornton. And here, look off the right side. I mean, they've driven everybody back into the end zone. Ty Davis really doesn't even get touched until he gets near the goal line. Good look at Coach Asbury, as you mentioned. Spent a lot of years at the college level. He told us he's still doing color commentating for Jackson State. So, but, and he's got to go with what's working. And, he's a gunslinger. He loves to throw the ball. He's obviously, changing this to be more of a spread offense than the eye that Marcus Randall ran. But at the end of the day, he knows with that big offensive line and his running backs, that's going to be the bread and butter of this team.
Ronnie Smith kicking it off, and it's going to go out of bounds. So Parkview Baptist will have decent field position from the 35-yard line. So for Parkview Baptist, their starting quarterback is Alex Oakland, who sat out last year. He transferred. He was with the playing homeschool football, I guess is the best way to describe it. Playing in a spread offense, and now here he is in a option offense, run-oriented. And he had a really good game running the football against Catholic High. He rushed for nearly 200 yards. For the season, he's averaging 6 yards a carry. And he has thrown for over 300 yards. And I think before we see Alex Oakland, we are actually going to see Southern Lab kick the football again.
Yeah, usually you will see the team receiving decline it and just take the ball, but looks like they're going to move them back here, and Parkview's thinking, hey, we want to try to get as great a field position as we can to start our offense, particularly missing a few players from their offensive side of the ball.
Ready to return here for Parkview Baptist. That is Shy Rivers. And then Terry Tolliver, who's averaging 31 yards a return, is the other man.
Yeah, they want to get it in one of those guys' hands.
Especially Tolliver, number 8.
They're going to get a shot.
Tolliver will back up and take it from the 15-yard line. He's got a wall in front of him. Runs straight up the middle. This is why Jay Maye wanted to have him kick it again, and maybe a touchdown-saving tackle there by Michael Wicker on a 31-yard return right up the gut.
You think they'd been working on that middle wedge all week in practice? That was run. That was textbook. I mean, that middle wedge, and the center guy busted and made his block and really gave an opportunity for the returnman to sprint out. So you're right, good call there, declining the penalty. Now they get to start their offense about midfield here.
47-yard line. Again, Parkview Baptist will show you the starting lineups, and the familiar names are not there. No Cole Maye tonight, no Parker Kirby, no Kenneth Payton. I mean, those are really their top 3 running backs that are not playing in this game because of injuries. Oakland parking out the singles, and here's the pitch. And on the pitch, this is Dustin Philippe. Philippe gets hammered as he gets to the 40-yard line, but a good start for this Parkview offense, a 13-yard run for the junior running back, his first carry of the season. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Eagles. So Oakland and then Tolliver, Philippe, Cyprian, and Roy, and Washington are your 2 wide receivers. And then the offensive line, Schaefer Cobb, Josh Mitchell, Peyton Becknell, Benji Stanzel is a good one. And then Hamed Shakia is the offensive lineman at right tackle. They want to protect the football, stay ahead of the chains, Let's play Parkview football here in this game. Tolliver in motion, instead getting the ball off the left side before getting tackled by Christopher Welch. That was Philippe again, and he got 7 on that carry. So here's a look at the Southern Lab Kittens defense. They're allowing 36 points a game. A lot of that came early in the season when they got blown out by Riverside. You got Martin, Smith, Banks, Patterson, Guidry, Clark, Triplett. Beyond, I had it earlier. Tyler Piavon is the
Panavon.
Panavon. Okay,
Yeah.
Panavon, Charvis Thornton, and then you got Turner back there as well. Handoff up the middle. This is Cyprian, and he may have enough for the first down. He had to get to the 30. That's exactly where he got.
Well, and look, Parkview's come out on offense doing what they wanted to do. Obviously, great field position from the kickoff. But, you know, when you talk about that assignment, gap, discipline defense that Southern Lab has to key in on, they have not been able to do that yet. And really, the misdirection and even the sweeps has really fooled this Kitten defense.
For Southern Lab a couple weeks ago, they gave up 317 yards on the ground to Scotlandville. A little bit of movement on the line, but nothing to draw a penalty. This is a first down play from the 30-yard line. Oakland will keep it. Turns upfield, and Parkview is getting chunks here offensively in this game as Oakland nearly ran for a first down as he got 9 on the carry.
And it's another great read by Oakland. Really, he's just reading that defensive end while he meshes with that fullback and able to pull it out and get around the end. And you're right, Jeff, he's improving as a runner, really reading his keys. And, you know, they don't want him doing too much. And if they can keep this 3-4 yards, they're milking the clock, and you're keeping it away from that Kitten offense.
Second down and 1. Bit of misdirection in the backfield, and Terry Tolliver gets it, and he gets the first down. Gain of 4.
Yeah, that time it was a big-time block by Benji Stansel. 74, able to get in there. Is there a flag down?
On the far side of the field, or did the referee just lost his flag? I think he just lost. No, not our mark.
Let's see.
Yeah, it is. It was a legal motion on Parkview. So take away the first down and make it second down and 5 now. Looks like they only marked off 4 yards there, Jason.
Hey, they'll take yards any way they can get them. You're down a few. I can promise you they're not going to tell them. Maybe, look, they're calling it. Here comes your extra yard, I bet, Jeff. Watch right here. The referee's over the official. Let's see.
Yeah, that. Okay.
All right. Coach Maya, you arguing with me? I'm going to back you up a yard. There you go. There's your extra yard. There you go.
In fact, I think it was Jay Maye being the good sport.
Was it?
He was the one that pointed it out. Wait a minute, that wasn't 5 yards, guys.
Well, let's see. Him almost jumped again. I thought he'd crossed the neutral zone there.
Oakland has nearly caught him off sides a few times on that hard count. And now here is the run to the near side, but they had 2 men in the backfield in motion. You can do that in the Arena Football League, and I think the Canadian Football League, but I don't think you can do that here.
I'm impressed, man. You're reading the Arena and the Canadian Football League rule book? Oh, man.
Every now and then I catch a few plays anyways, and then I got to flip it to something else.
Yeah. It's always fun to see. I mean, they're running 50 yards down the field before the ball's even snapped, you know? Could you imagine Odell Beckham with a head start? They got to clean some of this up. Parkview cannot allow this. You mentioned it earlier, Jeff. One of their keys is they can't get behind the chains. Actually, they want to stay ahead of the chains. Now they're moving behind the chains. And when you're an offense that wants to do it 3, 4, 5 yards at a time, you don't want to be in 2nd and 11s or 2nd and longs.
And Parkview had 13 penalties against them last week in the loss to Walker. They also fumbled the ball 10 times in that game and only lost 2. I don't know what's more impressive. You fumble it 10 times or you recover your own fumble 8 times. Pretty difficult to do either way. Oakland keeps it, gets hammered from behind. As that was Tyler Guidry who finished him off, the 6'3" junior. Pickup of 6. That's Now a manageable 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, but look at the replay. Really, Oakland should have kept running in and charging at Mitchell Turner right there. He was keying in on that guy, and he got caught in no man's land. That's where they're going to improve Oakland. But when you're running that option offense, you're supposed to attack that cornerback if that's your key to be pitching off of, and then if he attacks you, pitch it. But he got caught in no man's land there and didn't pick up as many yards.
Tolliver on the pitch. Tolliver now turns upfield. He's got the first down. All the way up to the 13-yard line before he's covered over. Nice run there by Terry Tolliver. A big pickup on 3rd down for the Eagles as he gets 12 on the carry.
Well, the sweep worked earlier in this drive, and here it is again. Just good vision by Tolliver, following your blocks. And yeah, this Parkview offensive line is saying, hey, we can have a little push here too. And they're doing a good job just methodically driving down the field on this first drive.
Good block by Dustin Philippe as well on Tyler Guidry. And that allowed Tolliver to turn it upfield and get the first down. Inside the Livingston Parish Tourism red zone. Tolliver turns up the middle of the field and gets 4.
Well, and this misdirection is really slows this Southern Lab defense down a little bit because they're not sure which is necessarily going to be the strong side or which side they're going to be running the football. And so they got to be a little bit more balanced back there from the linebacker position, because if you overload one side, then bam, that misdirection comes at you to the other side.
Well, Darrell Asbury told us earlier this week they have to be gap control in this game against an option offense like this that you just don't run into too much nowadays. Off the left side, and a strong carry that time before he was brought down by Christopher Welch. A good run by Dustin Philippe.
Yeah, when you look at this offense and you see the dark blue colors, I mean, you can't help but think Navy. You know, this is exactly how the Naval Academy runs their offense.
Jay Maillet hoping his team can tie it up, but first we got a hydration break. Southern Lab scored on its first drive of the night. Parkview trying to do the same. 6-0 is our score. This is Game Time on Yurview.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall-off-the-bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
6-0 is the score. That student section there for Parkview, they have been loud and proud this season.
They don't sit down, even at the breaks, huh?
First and goal, the Eagles down by 6, looking to at least tie it. Handoff up the middle, and nothing happening there. Good job by Southern Lab to finally cause a little confusion and block up the middle of the field. And leading the charge there, Cedric Banks, who plays both ways for the Kittens. 68, over 300 pounds. Second and goal. Philippe on the toss, trying to get to the outside. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. And the Eagles have tied it at 6.
Well, Southern Lab did a good job there by moving sideline to sideline, but nobody came up and really made the tackle. And good job there by Philippe, just turning the corner and kind of great vision, looking at where his blocks were and just kind of nudging his way through there and getting into the end zone. But you can see Southern Lab really ran pretty good there, just could not come up and make the play, and Philippe getting the edge right there, the end zone, just kind of following his good job blocking by the receivers. And of course, here at Parkview, all the receivers have to be in on the blocking.
Well, both of these defenses are going to have to make some adjustments, but for Southern Lab, as the extra point try is good for Mason McKee, who's now 9 of 10 on extra points. But for Southern Lab, they wanted to be gap control. They didn't do that. And you can't have missed tackles. Jarvis Thornton misses one there as Philippe gets into the end zone.
Hi, I'm Leighton Ricks, Livingston Parish President. Let me just tell you, I know we've suffered through the August floods, but we're coming back stronger than ever. Through tourism, through our Sheriff's Department, our schools, our Homeland Security Department, our LEDC, through our commercial development, our real estate development, everything you came to Livingston Parish for, schools, all are still there, doing more and bigger and better things than ever. Come on out to Livingston Parish. We're coming back. We are on the move. Livingston Parish is the place to be.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Parkview Baptist answers Southern Lab as both teams score on their first drives of the night. On a great night for high school football on the final Friday in September. Jeff Palermo, Jason Acquire, and Jessica Province down on the field. Good kick there, and it's going to find its way into the end zone. Strong leg there for Mason McKee. He's now had 2 touchbacks. There's Dustin Philippe. He found the end zone. As he scores.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say that's our Panda's Barbecue scoring drive.
Yeah, we got to get Panda's in there. No way I cut that off. They always bring good food, but I was going to say, I was talking to Coach Maye before the game, and really Philippe wasn't supposed to be getting many carries or any at all on the offensive side of the ball, but with some of the injuries, it's kind of next man step up, and Philippe stepped up there and had a good drive and obviously getting his team into the end zone.
Quincy Mitchell takes the snap, gives it to Ty Davis, breaks one tackle, can't break the second. That's what you got to do. You got to go down low and chop him down like a tree, and that's exactly what Evan Cheney did. 25 tackles on the season, as Cheney made a really nice tackle there. He had 7 tackles last week in the loss to Walker.
Well, and bringing a little bit more pressure, Parkview had a guy in the backfield. Ty Davis had to kind of change his course, and then another Parkview defender coming in to help clean it up.
Davis dot in the I here on the I formation, and he'll get the carry right up the middle. And that time, nice job by Parkview. They closed the hole quickly. And now that's going to set up 3rd down at about 5 for the Kittens. In on the stop, Hayden Warren coming up from the secondary position to make the tackle. They give him forward progress to the 26, so it'll be 3rd and 4 with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Well, that Eagle defense has obviously talked it over on the sideline. They've come out here on the first 2 plays and kind of keyed in on this running game. Probably expect Mitchell to either go in the air or potentially pick it up running the football. He's capable as a runner.
Davis already 66 yards on 6 carries. Mitchell's throw is too far or too high for his intended receiver.
Well, that was nowhere. I mean, that was nowhere in the hemisphere of his receiver. You know, he's going to have to talk it over with his offensive coordinator there. And just a little rattled. I don't know if that ball got away from him or maybe the route just wasn't run correctly there, but that ball was overthrown by about 10 yards.
So after a 7-play, 80-yard drive to lead off the game for Southern Lab, Parkview's defense comes back and forces a 3-and-out. Nice job there. And now out to punt is Ronnie Smith for the Kittens. Southern Lab has to get one more guy out there.
And with that deep kickoff and, 3-and-out, this will give Parkview, if they can field this ball cleanly, great field position.
Smith's punt is okay. Doesn't really take much of a bounce. And Parkview, for the 2nd straight drive, is going to have good field position near midfield after the 26-yard punt by Smith.
Yeah, almost exactly where they started the last drive, at least within a yard or so.
Let's send it down to the field and Jessica Providence. Jessica?
If you take a look at a Parkview Baptist Eagle helmet, you'll see a pink number 5 and a black number 38. The pink number 5 represents a former player, Brad Booth, who is currently battling cancer. Now the white 38 represents a former player, Daniel Gilbert, who recently passed away. But I tell you what, his legacy is living on because his brother is number 24 for the Eagles, Jacob Gilbert. I know that Jacob looks to continue his brother's legacy on this field, and I think that both the stickers kind of give you an insight as to how much of a family this Parkview Baptist football team is.
Thanks, Jessica. Philippe on the carry, picks up 4. Brad Booth, he was quite a quarterback here for this Parkview team around the year 2000, 2001.
I want to say maybe even a 4-year starter almost at that quarterback position, but he was a phenomenal athlete.
Wish him the best of luck in his battle. But this is a tight-knit high school. I mean, it's been around, but it hasn't in a way, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not as old as Catholic High or St. Michael or anything like that. So there really is a strong bond with not only the current student body, but the alumni of Parkview Baptist High School. 2nd down and 7. The up man gets to carry Daryl Cyprian close to the first down. But good chunks here, and Jay Maye told us that this is what they have to do because they're missing so many key personnel. They just have to grind it out offensively. 3, 4, 5 yards at a pop, and that's so far what Parkview Baptist has been able to do tonight.
No, that's right. And then as long as you keep moving the chains, good field position, it shortens the game. It limits the number of opportunities that your opponent will have on the offensive side of the ball.
Parkview averages 239 yards on the ground, and that goes nowhere. Jabbar Triplett erases the ball carrier, a loss of 1. He comes from his linebacker position, blitzed the A-gap, and it's now 4th down.
Just untouched. You can see him right here come through your screen, and nobody even blocks him, and he's almost receiving the handoff in the backfield. Good play there by Jabbar Triplett.
Well, Jay Maye elects to punt on 4th and 3 with the ball at the 45. You got to watch the fake here.
Yeah, but I think if he doesn't, I think it's a smart move, the right move. You know, you're up a point in this game. You were able to stop them last drive, pin them deep again, and let's see if our defense can get us the ball back.
Ladd McKee averaging 35 yards a punt, and here we go. Well, there's formation change, and we have a timeout.
Well, also, too, when you only have a couple of yards to go, if you can get them to jump off sides, then you could automatically pick up the first down through a penalty. And so maybe they were trying a little trickery there to do that, but I would still suspect they punt this football.
Don't miss any of the action this season. All Game Time high school football games stream live each week at Yurview.com. Also, check back throughout the week for game highlights and additional coverage, including a new weekly high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, with host Jeremy Crabtree. Get the previous week's highlights, stories, and recruiting news, along with a preview of the upcoming week's matchups delivered straight to your inbox. Visit Yurview.com for more details. 4th down and 3. Ladd McKee to punter. Yep, man. And now 12 men is on the field for Southern Lab, and that might give Parkview a first down.
Wow, out of a timeout.
Or did they call timeout before?
Let's see. Yeah, looks like they're going to give them the timeout. Very fortunate there as they picked the flag up. But you're right, Jeff, that would have absolutely given them a first down.
Well, they've had some issues here on special teams. We've already seen they needed to call a timeout when it's not necessarily special teams, but they were trying for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
They had to call a timeout because they didn't have the right personnel, and here they don't have the right personnel out there again.
Yeah, and that third phase is really what they have to clean up. Again, you can see the score here, down by a point, no field goal kicker, and then, just not being able to get set or lined up properly, almost costing them or allowing Parkview to pick up another first down.
Kittens just have one more timeout left with just over a minute to go in the opening quarter. All right, let's see what Parkview decides to do here. If it's a straight-on punt, or do we have a little trickery? McKee will punt it away. Will it die? Oh, it took a bad bounce there. Green a little hot, 45-yard punt. Need to water it a little bit, huh?
That's why they're starting to go with that more rugby style, you know, where you flip it back and maybe get a little bit of that backspin. But that ball clearly had a lot of topspin on it because it skyrocketed off of that carpet down there.
Syracuse perfected it last week. And DJ Chark had his head spinning.
Yes, it did. It's a tough punt to handle.
All right, both defense, maybe they've settled down here a little bit after each team scored on their opening drive. Quincy Mitchell surveying the defense with the I formation. Davis the tailback, and Davis gets to carry. Davis bouncing it out to the outside. And he's across the 30 and just tripped up before he was about ready to kick it into another gear. 15-yard run. Tackled by Hayden Ward.
Watch the replay here. Now, I saw a lot out of Ty Davis. Some of the stuff that they were talking about on him, you see it right there. I mean, you saw the whole package, the vision, cut that football back. Probably wasn't designed to do that, and a couple dead legs there that just absolutely froze the defender. And really, that's why he's such a high recruit there as a junior, Ty Davis.
7 carries, 81 yards. Under a minute to go now in the opening quarter. Is Mitchell under center. Davis again. Not much running room, but good vision. And is able to pick up a couple of yards, even though Parkview had his run defended quite well. Fun to watch this young man run the football, that's for sure. Came in averaging 10 yards a carry. 4-star prospect, is committed to LSU. And just a good combination of power and speed.
And Lee Burkeen kind of compared him, not compared him, but said, hey, he could be better than Geis, but a completely different style of runner than Geis. More upright, taller runner, you know, more of the Eddie George type from what I've seen tonight.
Lives just 4 minutes away from Tiger Stadium. 2nd out and 6, play action fake. Mitchell has time, winds up, throws. Man wide open, but he underthrows him badly, and it's intercepted by Warren. Warren in Southern Lab territory gets hit hard by Davis, but our first turnover of the night, a 19-yard return by Hayden Warren, and Parkview again has great field position.
Well, I'm not sure if something's going on with Quincy Mitchell, but he's missed his last couple throws by a lot, and on this one, he actually had his receiver wide open. He was behind the defense, and he just throws a duck. His arm cannot get it there. It hangs up in the air, as you can see there. Good job there by Hayden Warren playing center field, and really that ball just fluttered on him, and that's the reason for the interception.
Take a look at the wind here. That's what he was throwing into. So
it was still a duck.
I was just trying to make
I believe there's some wind, but you know, when it's end over end rotation, you're not going to get it through that wind. But thus far, throwing the ball, he hasn't been there tonight.
7-6 is our score in this opening quarter of this first ever meeting between Southern Lab, the Kittens, and the Parkview Baptist Eagles. We'll take a break. We'll have more. This is Game Time on Yurview.
Game Time on Yurview at Nagar at McDonough 35 live Thursday at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Football is, it's like, a band of brothers. As a kid, being involved with something like that, a family who's passionate about you and cares about your future. That's something that you can carry on for a lifetime. We find a way to either put the ball in the end zone or, score in life. So I think that's what football does for us.
Game Time on Your LA is brought to you by Panda's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection and the best baked beans in America. And by Gary Lewis Properties, from apartments, condominiums, Townhomes, Gary Lewis Properties, the top provider in Baton Rouge of residential and commercial property for rent. And by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuire, Jessica Province down on the field as we begin the second quarter with Parkview leading at 7-6. They have the football in Southern Lab territory after the turnover, looking at 2nd down and 5. Oakland with the long count. And now Oakland pitches it out, but there's great penetration in the backfield. Dustin Philippe is going to be thrown down for a loss. Tackling him again, Jabbar Triplett, his second tackle behind the line of scrimmage, this time for a loss of 6. It's now 3rd and long.
Well, a little penetration. Watch the penetration by Southern Lab. It disrupts the timing between the quarterback and the pitch guy. Oakland lets it go a little bit too soon. Ball hits the turf. Luckily, Philippe's able to pick it up. And see, they just don't have the pitch, and the pitch guy and the quarterback are just wrong depth there. Ball hits the carpet. Fortunate that they're able to recover it and still make something of it.
Might see Oakland's arm for the first time tonight on this 3rd down and 11. 2 wide receivers to the near side, and Oakland rolls out that way. Look out under intense pressure. The pass is incomplete. It hit Kyle Washington, that's for sure, but there was a lot of pepper on that pass. First one of the night for Oakland. And so the third, well, is there a flag in the middle field? There is. Let's see what this is all about.
He kept running.
I would say a big penalty early in the game. If this somehow can keep this Parkview drive alive.
Absolutely.
Gives the Eagles a little momentum, already up by 1.
You see him sorting it out. While they're sorting it out, you saw that Oakland has a big arm, so he can definitely gun it in there.
Oh, wow. Mike Rude, our referee, and it is a huge penalty called against Southern Lab to keep this Eagles drive alive. 15-yard variety as well.
Well, I did not see it. I don't know if the infraction happened with the actual ball carrier. It may have come from somewhere else on the field. And you could see Asbury not wanting penalties and not happy with that. You know, I think he's trying to figure out where was it, where did the infraction occur right there.
Ball to 32. Here's the pitch to Tolliver. Tolliver finds a little seam, and Tolliver's off to the races. Shoved out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Wow, he's got some good speed. 4.4 speed for Tolliver. Really a great athlete.
Yeah, you really got to credit this offensive line. Look at Schaefer Cobb, 58, getting out there. And right behind that block, Schaefer Cobb doing an unbelievable job getting out there and allowing Tolliver, springing him free. And that's how they're able to pick up that yardage there. And you're right, Tolliver's showing he's got some wheels getting to the outside.
29-yard run. Cobb came into this game questionable, but obviously healthy enough to make a splendid block. Tolliver in the backfield, and he's going to lose yards. That time it was Damone Clark. First time we've mentioned his tonight. Here's another LSU commitment.
That's right. And this is, we saw a phenomenal play with Ty Davis. Damone Clark covered 2 guys on this play. He ran to the guy, he faked it off, tackled him, then turned around and tackled the guy that actually got the ball. And that's why, you know, he's Superman back there on defense. And another LSU commitment.
2nd and goal at the 5. Oakland will keep it. Oakland, no, is going to lose yards as that Southern Lab defense is stiffening now. Mitchell Turner making the tackle, and all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal.
Well, Mitchell Turner's an aggressive corner. He'll come up and hit, and this time he comes up from that cornerback position, sheds a blocker, and you can see right there Tolliver misses his block. And in this offense, if you miss a block, it's going to be key. And then that's why you have the lost yardage there by Oakland.
3rd and goal now from the 6-yard line. So let's see what Parkview decides to do here. Will Oakland, who's got 3 touchdown passes on the season, try to make it 4? Cyprian is the running back. Oakland on the draw, nothing doing there as he is gobbled up. As the Kittens got to the ball very quickly. Tyler Guidry and company. shut that play down.
Yeah, they kind of sniffed that out, and that time it was going to be a design draw. Oakwind drops back like he's actually going to throw the football and hoping that he can get a little crease there. Good block right off the left-hand side of the line, but if it's designed and the block's not there, you got to kind of just go through with the play, and didn't pick up much of anything.
Mason McKee on now to try the field goal. He's 3 of 4 on the season. This will be a 23-yard field goal. His long is 34. Made all 3 field goals in the win over East Ascension. And he knocks that one through the uprights, and Parkview Baptist has extended its lead after the turnover. The Eagles lead by 4, 10-6. We'll see if Southern Labs offense can get back on track. This is Game Time on Yurview.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Hello, this is JT with Livingston Tourism. I just want to encourage you to come out and see us. We're just east of Baton Rouge on Interstate 12. We have Bass Pro, beautiful hotels, RV parks. So if you're looking for just a weekend getaway, you can come see us. Or if you're just traveling, stop by. We have restaurants, shopping, antique district, Jubin Crossing, golf. Anything you want to do, we have it here in Livingston Parish. So come see us. For any of our events, you can visit us at livingstontourism.com or on social media.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Well, the field goal is good, and Jay Maye's team once down 4. Well, that scoreboard totally messed me up. It's 10-6 is the score.
That's right. I know where you were going with it, my friend. There you go.
They were down by 6.
Oh, my goodness.
And here's a nice return by Damone Clark.
He's not used to running. He had the ball hanging out there like Walter Payton, but nevertheless showing that he's got a motor and can run and really run at that linebacker position. I thought he might break that one, but a good look at Damone Clark, number 35 there, fielding the ball, running off, and Southern Lab will now have good position around the 45-yard line.
Well, in fact, their best field position to start in this game, 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. But what I was trying to say, Southern Lab started off this game by scoring a touchdown on its initial drive, so they're up by 6, and then Parkview scored on its first drive, made it 7-6, and then the field goal there by McKee of 23 yards, and here we are. It's a 4-point game in favor of Parkview. Jarvis Thornton starting way back there in the backfield, and Parkview Baptist comes up. Daryl Cyprian was the first guy in the backfield to prevent that play from really getting anywhere, and then he was finished off on the play by Connor Reed, a loss of 3.
Well, that time it's really on Thornton. Good penetration by Parkview defense, but Thornton kept dragging the play out. Cardell Thomas was just not going to be able to run that fast to get his block, and really, by not cutting it up, it allowed the Parkview defender to just stay in the backfield and make the tackle.
2nd out and 13. Mitchell will keep it. Mitchell stumbles, and then he is met by a couple of Eagle defenders. And all of a sudden, this Southern Lab offense, which looked unstoppable on its opening drive of the night, can't get out of its own way.
Yeah, I mean, those holes are not there. They're not firing off and creating those gaps for those backs to run. Ty Davis has been somewhat contained since the first drive. And now what's scary is Quincy Mitchell has not thrown the ball well tonight, and it's 3rd and 11, and they're likely going to put it up here.
Now, he does have the wind at his back this time. Let's see if that makes a difference, Jason. Last time he threw the football, it was an interception into the wind. Mitchell to throw, got a good pocket to throw from, and now it crumbles around him, and his knee did hit the ground as he tried to run out of there, and that's going to be a sack and another 3 and out. I don't think his knee hit the ground here.
Well,
I think this is a premature whistle.
Let's see. This is good footage here from our Cox camera crew.
Man,
and
that's tough.
That's a bad call. Yeah, that's a bad call. But still, I think Quincy Mitchell's holding on that ball a little too long. He's lost a little confidence. He's thrown a pick. He's airmailed one. And, that time you start thinking, hey, let me do more with my feet because I'm not having confidence in my in my arm right now, but you're right. Kitten's kind of got snuffed on that one because his knee did not hit the ground.
Ronnie Smith to punt after the loss of 7. Good hang time here. Fair catch called. And Parkview will start this drive from their own 29-yard line midway in the second quarter. Sam Russell handled that punt, 33 yards for Ronnie Smith.
Well, and if you're Coach Jay Maye, you've got to be happy at this point. 7 minutes to go to the half. You got a lot of players who could not play, a lot of key players who couldn't play. Your offense has done kind of what you've wanted it to do, 3 and 4 yards and getting down the field. And when you get down the field, you're able to convert it into points. One was a field goal. And I know he's thinking here, look, if we can just churn this clock a little bit more and maybe take this lead into halftime, I would bet that that's where he would want to be.
2 wide receivers to the near side. Kyle Washington, the closest to the boundary, and a good run off the left side. This is Cyprian, and Cyprian looks like he has enough for a first down. Let's send it down to Jessica Province. Jessica?
Jeff, coming to you with a peak performance injury update. Parkview's 2 big targets, Connor Jofrion and Cole Maye, are out tonight. But the good news is Cole Maye is not out for the season. He hurt his MCL this past Wednesday at practice, and is only out for about 2 to 4 weeks. Now, Connor Jofrion, on the other hand, is his left shoulder. He had surgery this past week, and he is out for the rest of the season. And, guys, I have to tell you, he said it's probably the hardest thing to just stand here on the sideline. He doesn't know how he's going to do it the remainder of the weeks. Guys.
And Jofrion is a great baseball player as well. He's committed to play for the Raging Cajuns and Tony Robichaud. Good run there for Oakland. As you look at the numbers, this is the type of offense that they're missing here. I mean, these are 2 huge cogs in this Parkview offensive attack. Jofrion done for the year. Maye, he'll be back, but still not a guy you don't want to have on the field right now.
Not only the numbers, but the leadership. I mean, these 2 kids here have been playing in this Parkview system as younger players the last couple of years. And so, now it's their senior year. And trust me, I know when you can't go your senior year for Jofrion, how frustrating that's got to be. But what a good sport there with the brace on and cheering his club on.
2nd down and 4. Southern Lab brought an extra man up to the line, and it made a difference. Damone Clark finished off the ball carrier there. And it's now 3rd down. There's a look at Damone. Not only a terrific player, but an outstanding student, a 4.2 GPA for number 35. And he plans to graduate in January. And again, at this moment, he is committed to LSU. We have a hydration timeout with 5:53 to go before halftime. Big 3rd down coming up. The Eagles are up by 4, looking to extend this drive. Can they do it? Well, find out when we come back. This is Game Time on Yurview.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 2-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Parkview Baptist huddled up on a key 3rd down play. Up by 4. They've scored the last 10 points in this contest. Oakland sends Tolliver in motion. Now they reset. Double tight end look here. And Cyprian is not going to get there. Nowhere for him to run. Jabbar Triplett got there. Cedric Banks was there. And we do have a flag.
Yeah, another flag back there in the backfield.
Now remember, Southern Lab had a key penalty called against him on 3rd down on the last drive that kept Parkview drive alive, and it resulted in the Eagles getting 3 points out of it.
I'm wondering if they're pointing that way again.
Oh, man. That is 2 consecutive drives now on 3rd down. Parkview has had a drive to stay alive. And both of them are the 15-yard variety.
And both of them happened almost the same place on the field, right around the 50-yard line. And Coach Asbury, you can see, he's not happy about that. And, these are ones that chance to get the offense off the field, and you don't do it.
1st and 10 at the 39 now. Here's the pitch. Philippe, though, is going to get chased from behind, and we have another flag.
I'm wondering if this is going to be a horse collar. He called it right over there close by the
Marcus Martin saying, no, I didn't get the back of the shoulder pads.
Well, let's see. Either it's probably holding or he's going to get him for the horse collar.
Our referee once again, Mike Rude.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Second face mask penalty now called on Southern Lab. And just like that, 30 yards in penalties.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get it here. Yeah, I guess he got it there. I didn't see it. I was to the back of it there. Looked like he did get Philippe's face mask there, and that's probably why Marquise Martin was jumping around, claiming that he didn't get it, but obviously he did.
5 penalties, 55 yards now against Southern Lab. 5 minutes to go in this first half. And now we have a whistle, and it looks like it might be a legal procedure on Parkview.
Well, Jeff, I guess let me let him make this call here, but it seems like the last couple of games we did, we get to this rut in the football game where it just, it's flag after flag. It's almost like, they're once they start coming, they don't stop.
3 penalties, 15 yards now on Parkview Baptist. Again, they were flagged 13 times last week in a loss to Walker. So now they operate from the 27-yard line, 1st down and 15. Run up the middle, and it's a hard run. That is Connor Reed on the carry, a new ball carrier for Parkview.
But you're probably thinking, hey, why is Parkview running right up the teeth so much, right at the the teeth of this defense? One, Oakwin is making reads, and so if he sees that little gap there, he's going to give it, north and south, get up the field as quick as you can. But also, too, to make this Parkview offense work, you got to still continue to pound the ball up the middle, make them think that that's a credible threat if you're going to ever get to the outsides in this offense.
2nd and 11. Oakwan has the pitch, but he doesn't pitch it as Damone Clark. Is the ball out or was he down? Yeah, he was down, but Damone Clark, another tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Very impressive.
Well, I mean, this guy's so strong when he's tackling folks. It's almost like rag dolls. I mean, he's so big. Watch when he comes up here. I mean, he just slings it.
He does the shot put and track, and he just tossed Oakwan.
Golly.
Well, he models himself as possibly the next Duke Riley, Deion Jones kind of player. Dave Aranda loves these kind of athletes.
Well, they can run, they can fly, they can make tackles, and you can just use them in so many different places on your defense. Just a big weapon to have.
Minor stoppage here as a bunch of kids are playing in the baseball field behind the end zone, and a ball made its way out onto this field, so they had to toss that back.
My son's won him. I hope he was not responsible for throwing that ball over here.
He's had too much cake today. Going deep towards the end zone, wide open. Philippe is into the end zone. Touchdown Eagles. And another big 3rd down play for Parkview. 25 yards on the touchdown strike.
Well, again, well-designed play here by Parkview, and you have to, again, watch your keys and people coming out of the backfield. But this here is busted coverage. Linebacker does not pick Philippe up, and it's just wide open here down the sideline. There is nobody within 15 yards of Philippe and able to get in the end zone.
Oh, a little trickery on the extra point try, and Washington can't handle it. As Philippe, as you see, gets into the end zone for the first time this year on the receiving end. Only his second catch of the year. They tried a little trickery on the 2-point conversion. They do not get it, but they still have a 10-point lead as they have scored 16 unanswered points. Let's look at the 2-point try here. Is the swinging gate not really swinging. And then just one-on-one, and the pass is a little off as Washington could not come back and get it. That would have put them up 18-6, 12-point lead. But instead, they'll take the 10-point lead here. And Parkview Baptist, well, first of all, Southern Lab is really shooting themselves in the foot. They had two 15-yard penalties on that drive. They had a 15-yard penalty on the last scoring drive. So they got to cut that out. And two, they got to get their offense back on track.
No, that's right. And look, I think Coach Maye is saying, hey, you know, with Mitchell, he's not delivering the ball well, so we're going to continue to bring people towards the line of scrimmage. We know they've got some big boys on that offensive line, but if we continue to crowd that box and begin to shut down the run game, we're going to force them to make some plays through the air, and they just have not been able to do that tonight, and that's really a big part of the Southern Lab offense.
All right, now let's see what Mason McKee can do here with the kicking into the wind. He's booted 2 into the end zone, and now a sky kick. Uh-oh. Is this Damone Clark again? Well, that time he stumbled as he caught the ball and only can get to the 29-yard line. But that was Damone Clark. Well, Game Time on Your LA wants to thank Louisiana Lift for their support of this telecast, specializing in customer service on equipment, rentals, parts, and training. Louisiana Lift has been serving its customers since 1980. You can check them out online at lalift.com or call their Baton Rouge office, 753-5700. Louisiana Lift, they're always on call. Oh, tap in there? Is that what's going on? I don't know.
Sam, are sleeping? No, that's Dancing Sam. Okay, all right. There he is. He's way up there. I see you up there, buddy.
Well, on Southern Lab's first drive, 7 plays, 80 yards. Since then, 9 plays, 17 yards. And there's a completion for Quincy Mitchell. And now the Parkview player comes away with it, but they're going to say the receiver was down.
Yeah, and you're going to see Southern Lab go a lot quicker here. You see up at the line of scrimmage. Now, this is going to be more Asbury-style football. Coach Asbury loves to spread it out. He loves to have a gunslinger at the quarterback position. So let's see how they look in this 2-minute offense here as we wind down the first half.
Dustin Philippe on the touchdown drive, our Gary Lewis property scoring drive. Minair had the catch on that first down pickup, pass to the outside that time, and it's incomplete to Ronnie Smith.
Yeah, and Ronnie Smith had him, Quincy Mitchell had him open there, but again, just delivered this ball a little off target to Ronnie Smith.
Now, Southern Lab's top wide receiver is Reginald Johnson, a sophomore. He's already a 4-star prospect, had 5 catches against Scotlandville. He's got 6 catches on the year. So you want to keep an eye on number 2. Instead, they'll keep it here is Mitchell. Nice job on the fake handoff. And then he gets into Parkview territory, but there is a flag back at the Southern Lab 44.
Oh, my goodness. If this is the...
Could wipe out a 22-yard run, and it does.
Wow.
Kitten's already retreating.
Well, there's no way you can stay competitive in a football game like this with these types of penalties and coming where they're getting these infractions at the point in the game. Just they're back killers.
So instead of 1st and 10 in Parkview territory, it's 2nd and 15 at the 34.
There's a well-designed play there, too. Obviously, keying in on Ty Davis, and Quincy Mitchell keeps the football, but got to cut some of the penalties out.
Mitchell to throw again. They set up the screen to Ty Davis. Look out. Ty Davis, good open field tackle, though. Colton Jumonville, that was really good. He's an outstanding defender. Jumonville actually competed with Oakland for quarterback in the preseason, but Jay Maye said, you know what, we need Jumonville on defense, and he showed you why, only a 9-yard reception.
Absolutely. He's one of those versatile players for Parkview, can go both ways. Good open field tackle by Jumonville.
Mitchell fires this one. He's got a man. It's his Parkview territory all the way up to the 35. And there's a late flag coming in, but this might go against the Eagles. On the grab, that's Theodore Knox, his 5th catch of the season. It's a 23-yard pass play.
I wonder if they're going to say defenseless here, kind of coming in late, and after the receiver was bottled up there.
Oh, and they're going to maybe pick up the flag.
Yeah, I don't think it was targeting, and I think that's what they were looking at, but didn't go high, and I think that was good, clean hit there. Let's see, right here towards the end, you can see he gets spun around, and then Jumonville comes in here to clean it up, and really, the two Parkview defenders that collided with each other took on more shrapnel than the actual Southern Lab wide receiver there.
Yeah, can you commit a penalty on your own team?
Right.
I think you can.
Yeah.
Mitchell stops, runs, now he goes again, and he is up to the 30-yard line. Now, again, the Kittens only got one timeout,
and
so
no
they got to hurry it up.
Kicker.
Yeah, no field goal kicker, which is a pet peeve for Jason DeQueer.
Absolutely. It's a phase of the game. But here, I really, Southern Lab is looking more comfortable as they're spreading it up and playing more up-tempo. And although this is a 2-minute offense here.
Here comes the pressure. Mitchell gets away from it. Mitchell now finds Charvis Thornton open over the middle of the field. That will stop the clock as he gets the first down on the 8-yard catch. 63 seconds to go before halftime.
And Mitchell looks comfortable, just kind of scrambling around back there, making plays with his feet, moving around till a wide receiver or somebody comes open, and if not, just kind of taking off with his legs and having success here on this drive.
Ty Davis in the backfield with Mitchell. Mitchell looking to his left, looking that way to Holway, and it's intercepted. Intercepted on the play, his 2nd interception of the night.
Well, I may have put the jinx on him there because that was an ill-advised throw there. It looks like Pusho for Parkview picked this ball off, and really just shouldn't have thrown it. If you go back, if we get a chance to look at this, this is one where Quincy Mitchell should have tucked it and ran.
Ian Pusho on the interception. The Eagles will have the ball. We'll take a break. 2 costly turnovers for Southern Lab in this first half.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Game time on Yurview at Nakar at McDonough 35 live Thursday at 7 p.m. Brought to you by ITI Technical College for a better life.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from those who serve aces to those who serve others. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Well, Ian Pusho, the 2nd interception of the night. As Parkview Baptist now has it at their own 20-yard line, 46 seconds left to go in this first half. A tough first half for Southern Lab after the opening drive where they went 7 plays, 80 yards. And Parkview will take a knee, and they will gladly take a 10-point halftime lead into the locker room.
Yeah, I don't want to risk any turnovers here. And Coach Maye down a couple of players due to injuries. If you tell him, hey, I'm going to take a 10-point lead in the half before the game, he would have been, I'm sure, excited. And they've played well on offense, not had any big turnovers, and they're going to take a knee and take this thing and into the house.
And they'll get the ball to begin the second half. So they just got to snap it one more time, and that will be the end of our first half. And so Parkview, in this first ever meeting between these two capital city schools, The Eagles have a 16-6 lead. Jessica Province has quickly grabbed Jay Maye on the near sidelines. And let's send it down to the field.
Jeff, thanks so much. Coach, you're dealing with some adversity on both sides of the ball, but you're having success moving the ball. How would you assess what your offense has been able to do?
Well, I mean, they're doing a great job. You know, we knew coming in pretty much the only healthy position we had was offensive line, and we were going to rely on that tonight, and they're doing a great job of getting some movement. The backs that are playing are doing a great job of hitting the hole. You know, we're executing well, and we're not putting ourselves in a whole lot of trouble. We had a couple of miscues, but for the most part, we're taking care of the ball.
Defensively coming up with some big plays. How are you impressed? Well, what are you most impressed with on them?
Well, I mean, we got a lot of young guys stepping up and playing ball. I mean, that was a freshman that just had that interception right there. So a lot of young guys stepping up, playing hard against a good quality football team. So, I mean, we got to finish the second half. The first half was really good.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Jeff.
Certainly a good 24 minutes for Parkview Baptist, but there's 24 more minutes for Jay Maye and the Eagles. They lead at 16-6, the Louisiana Farm Bureau halftime show when we come back on Game Time.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
The Game Time halftime show is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. From Parkview Baptist High School, the Eagles leading the Southern Lab Kittens 16-6 is our score in this contest. This is Game Time on Yurview. Jeff Palermo, Jason Nequer, and Jessica Province. And we'll hear from Jessica here shortly as she is gathering on the sidelines our Scholar and Teachers of the Week for this week, brought to you by Crown Trophy and ITI Technical College. Boy, it looked like this might be a track meet, Jason, when this game started. Both teams scoring on their opening drives of the night. But Southern Lab, between penalties and 2 costly turnovers, they've really shot themselves in the foot, to borrow the cliche.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. They've got to reduce the number of penalties. And Parkview, after that first job, did a tremendous job making adjustments on defense, kind of taking away that run game. And, Quincy Mitchell was a little erratic with the football in the first half. We saw him throw this interception right before the half. And so, those are some things that has really sputtered for Southern Lab and why you see this a 10-point lead by the Eagles here.
All right, let's send it down to the field. Jessica Province has our Scholars of the Week for Parkview and Southern Lab. Take it away, Jessica.
Jeff, thanks so much. Each week we talk about how these 2 football programs must mean that they have some good schooling programs, and that means Scholars of the Week. I'm joined now by Carrington Hall of Southern Lab and Taylor Kelly of Parkview Baptist. Kerrigan, I'm going to start with you. Carrington, I apologize. Tell me a little bit about what you're involved in at Southern Lab.
Yes, ma'am. I'm the band captain of the Southern University Laboratory School High School Band. I'm also the president of the senior class, and I'm escorting Miss Southern University Laboratory School.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. Congratulations on all those accomplishments. Do you have any college plans?
After high school, I plan on attending Southern University A&M College, majoring in criminal justice.
What would you say your favorite part of Southern Lab is?
The family-oriented vibe around Southern Lab. We really have each other's back around Southern Lab.
And if you could pick one person to be at Southern Lab, who would it be?
One person as in a famous person?
Well, It could be a current faculty member.
Probably my mom, so she can experience the vibe with me.
Does your mom teach at the school?
She doesn't. She teaches at BRCC.
Okay, very good. So all in the education world. Well, Carrington, congratulations.
Thank you.
Switching gears now to Taylor Kelly of Parkview Baptist. Taylor, what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
And what are you involved in here at Parkview?
I am the student body president, and I'm in sports med.
So are you taking credit for this student section behind us?
I can. Yes.
I've heard all about them. It's got to be the best student section Parkview's had in years.
It is. I'm very proud.
Do you have any college plans?
I'm going to LSU to major in chemical engineering.
Very good. And what about your best part of Parkview, your favorite part of Parkview?
Probably all the students and just how proud they are and have the most school spirit.
Very good. Well, you see, 2 good schools, 2 good scholars. Keep it right here as we're going to meet our teachers of the week coming up next. You're watching Game Time on Yurview.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
If your business is looking for growth opportunities in the capital region, find out why Livingston Parish is the place to be. We have available sites, tremendous access to and from your facility. We have an excellent workforce pipeline, and our quality of life is second to none. To find out more, contact our office at 225-686-3982 or visit our website at ledc.net.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
You can live the dream life right now at Suma Crossing Apartments in Livingston Parish. Imagine luxurious and affordable living where it is safe and the school systems are awesome. A quiet community with a private, well-stocked lake and a cool, relaxing swimming pool. Easy access for Baton Rouge commuters or students at Southeastern. It's not a dream, it's real and waiting for you. Come see Suma Crossing, exit 19 on I-12.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from those who serve aces to those who serve others. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Traveling and spending
Farm
time.
Bureau Insurance halftime show where the Parkview Baptist Eagles lead the Southern Lad Kittens 16-6. You'll see homecoming taking place on the field. They had a very active day, starting with a homecoming parade. They had a homecoming pep rally, and now they are ending with the homecoming court presentations, followed by the crowning of the Queen. But I tell you what, none of that could be possible without teachers in the classroom. That's where it all starts, as these students get a great education at both of these schools. We're going to talk about our Teachers of the Week, brought to you by ITI and Crown Trophy. Joined now by Miss Gail White of Southern Lab and Miss Sophia Holland of Parkview Baptist. Miss Gail, I'm going to start with you. How long have you been at Southern Lab?
I've been at the lab school going on 10 years.
Very good. And what grade or what subject and what grade do you teach?
I teach 8th grade Louisiana history and 10th grade civics.
What would you say is the best part about being in the classroom on a daily basis?
The best part for me of being in the classroom is the involvement with the children, just seeing them being learners, and they are aspiring learners, they are aggressive learners, and to associate some of the stuff that we have in history to current day knowledge, and just applying what they have learned in the classroom to make them a better, productive citizen.
Well, Ms. Gail, that's incredible. And 10 years, you have to have a lot of experience under your belt at Southern Lab and know a little bit about the environment. What would you say has been the best part of being a part of that family for 10 years?
Well, when I started at the lab school, not knowing a whole lot about the lab school. But my first year experience at the lab school was a community of family, a community where everyone cared about one another, loved one another. As a matter of fact, took took the students as if they were their own children. To kind of, if you saw anything that was going wrong, you talked to them as if they were your parents or mother or anything. And I like that atmosphere because, you know, if we had to call a parent for whatever reason it may be, the parents are there. And a lot of times we don't even have to call the parents because the children are so well behaved.
Dude, man. Maye was not spilling it. Man, and you can just imagine all the preparation they go through and the competition and everything else the whole week of school. Homecoming week is a big deal, particularly in high school.
All right, let's look at the reaction once again for the 2017 Homecoming Queen. As you mentioned, a special moment, something you'll never forget. Our halftime score, Parkview leading Southern Lab 16-6. More coming up on Game Time.
Attention to detail makes the world go round. At Baker Printing, our approach to the printing business is very simple. Treat it as if it were your own. That's not always an easy job, but it comes from the top down in our company. We thrive on the unique jobs. Bottom line, we take care of our customers' projects as if they were our very own. At Baker Printing, attention to detail makes our world go round.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall off the bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Back here on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance halftime show with the Parkview Baptist Eagles leading the Southern Lab Kittens 16-6. Jeff Palermo along with Jason DeQueer. Really, this game comes down to 4 plays, Jason, and all of them went against Southern Lab. You had the 2 15-yard penalties that kept 2 different drives alive for Parkview, and then the 2 interceptions thrown by by Southern Lab in this game. And that's really your ball game. That's why Parkview Baptist has a 10-point lead.
Absolutely. And you better believe Coach Asbury is in that locker room addressing it with his boys. And, you know, when it's dead ball penalties, those are the ones that are tough. They're the backbreakers, and adding 15 yards and then on top of that another 15 to extend drive. So they got to clean that up. They've got to settle Quincy Mitchell down.
Yeah.
Because he's made 2 turnovers, as you mentioned, and then begin to get Ty Davis going again. And then, you know, maybe some short passes in there with Quincy Mitchell and mix it up to get back into this game.
Sounds like a good game plan. Let's look back at the first half highlights. And it looked like Southern Lab was going to have whatever they wanted to do offensively tonight, they would be able to do. A lot of Ty Davis on that opening drive. That's a big run there, getting the ball into Parkview territory. And then Ty Davis right up the middle, and Southern Lab on the opening drive. 7 plays, 80 yards, and they were up 6-0. But Parkview on its first drive of the night, they would come back. A nice toss out to Dustin Philippe, and he scores the first of 2 touchdowns for him. And then here's one of the interceptions thrown by Mitchell, just a duck, intercepted by Hayden Warren. Gets hammered on the play by Davis, but that would eventually set up a nice run here by Terry Tolliver. Gets the ball inside the 5-yard line, setting up the field goal for Mason McKee at 23 yards out. And then Oakwan gets tossed around by Damone Clark, the LSU commitment. Here's another interception, just eyeing his receiver the whole way. And it was Ian Poshu with the interception. And we'll take a look at the stats. You'll see it's fairly even when you look at the total yards, 161 to 152. But the final two numbers there, the turnovers and the penalties, that's the difference in the ballgame.
You're absolutely right, Jeff. The 2 turnovers, the big penalties, and that's obviously, I talked about what Southern Lab's got to do. And for Coach Maye, he's probably telling his boys, hey, look, let's just keep doing what we're doing, keep chewing up that clock, 3 and 4 yards. Don't make the big mistake. Don't turn the ball over in our end of the territory. And let's see if we can continue to grind this game out.
Parkview Baptist will get the ball in the second half, and that will be a big drive to set up the rest of this homecoming matchup for the Parkview Baptist Eagles. 16-6, Parkview leading it over Southern Lab. More coming up on Game Time here on Yurview.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Hi, I'm Leighton Ricks, Livingston Parish President. Let me just tell you, I know we've suffered through the August floods, but we're coming back stronger than ever. Through tourism, through our Sheriff's Department, our schools, our Homeland Security Department, our LEDC, through our commercial development, our real estate development, everything you came to Livingston Parish for, schools, all are still there, doing more and bigger and better things than ever. Come on out to Livingston Parish. We're coming back. We are on the move. Livingston Parish is the place to be.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
At Olympia Stadium tonight,
Parkview Baptist leading Southern Lab 16-6 at halftime. Both teams have re-emerged on the field after this long halftime homecoming break. Speaking of homecoming, Jessica Province is with the homecoming queen.
Jeff, exactly right. We just saw the wonderful crowning moment. Lauren Bro, congratulations. How good does it feel?
It's amazing. I mean, I wasn't expecting it at all. Yeah.
You said it's your first year on homecoming court and you take away the crown. How do you think that was possible? You said a little bit about you've been here since 8th grade and you think that this year was kind of your year.
Yeah, I really felt my friends encouraging me to blossom and expand out and try to do new things like steppers and clubs and stuff, and I don't know, it really worked out, so it's okay. But I don't like to be really out there. So
what are some of the clubs that you're involved in?
Outdoors clubs, drama club, Kadesh, Christian conservation. So,
good. So. What do you think makes Parkview unique? I mean, you see lots of schools, and you said you came here in 8th grade. What would you say sets Parkview apart from other schools?
The people, for sure. I mean, I've never had a group of friends that have just cared and loved about me so much, and the faculty is just so, I don't know, they just love one another, so it just makes me happy.
Now, you asked if you had permission to wear the crown for the interview. I'm going to give you full permission to sleep in it.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations, Lauren.
Thank you so much.
Jeff, have you ever slept in a crown?
No, I have not. I've never slept in a crown, that's for sure. It is halftime here at Parkview Baptist. It's also my good friend Jason DeQuare's 42nd birthday today, and he's already been surprised once tonight with a cake. And you've been complaining about Southern Lab not having a kicker. Well, back in your day, Jason, you were a pretty good kicker. I want you to watch the monitor here.
Oh, my goodness.
Who is this guy here lined up against the... Look at this guy right through the uprights.
Oh, man, that's my last field goal made.
Look at that. Look at a young Jason DeQuare.
I'll tell you what, I don't weigh the same.
All right, well,
oh, man.
And here's what she had to say after knocking. This is a game-winning kick, right?
Yeah,
to get to beat Southern?
Southern University in the Heritage Bowl on ESPN.
Look at that, 27-24, and then Jason.
I've been confident the whole game. You know, my stroke was down, everything was forward. I'll tell you what, it's ironic. My freshman year, I kicked a 19-yard field goal to beat Alcorn, and we went on 11-0. So that kick right there reminded me of the same thing. It was from the same bag. And to go out beat Southern, that'd be a sweet job. Yeah, I couldn't have planned a better career. I get to play Southern on my last game of maybe ever, and then to win it on a field goal, I can't even play it again. One final question. Howard next weekend now? Howard is number one. We're going to win the national championship. We bring it back to Baton Rouge.
It's like this is your life, right?
Oh, my goodness, man. You know, I was looking at that cake, and I saw 42. All I could think is, come on, it's got to be 24, not 42. You know, but that brings you back to some of those days, man. And I'll tell you what, y'all made this special for me.
Yeah.
You know, I try to hide the fact when you reach those mile
right.
markers.
After 30, you stop celebrating.
you stop celebrating. But I appreciate it, Jeff. Y'all really made it a special night for me and the whole Cox and Yurview crew, man. Y'all make this fun every Friday night. So, and I wouldn't want to be doing anything else other than watching football and calling football, man. So.
Hopefully we have a good second half.
Yes.
I think Southern Lab can get it together here, stop the penalties, get Ty Davis going. I think we can have a really exciting second half for Parkview Baptist High School and really make this a birthday to remember.
Yes, yeah. A final, good game down the last few seconds would be icing on the cake, so to speak. But you're right. They've got to clean up the penalties, stop the turnovers.
All right, set to begin the second half as the homecoming crowds settling back in at Parkview Baptist. So how nervous were you when you lined up for that field goal there?
You know, Jeff, to be honest with you, I didn't get a lot of the nerves kicking footballs. It just came natural from playing soccer, but it's leading up to that point on the sideline. When you know...
Was it a long drive? Was it...
It was. And in fact, I really wasn't celebrating a whole lot because there was some time left on the clock, and you know how that goes.
Oh, okay. So squid kick here, and a little difficult to handle, and it's finally picked up by Shy Rivers. But he doesn't have much room to run as he is clobbered on the play, a return of only 4 yards. Sherman Roof finished him off on that carry.
But I will say this, and the last thing I'm going to say about it, I was more nervous coming back to Baton Rouge and facing all these Southern people after having kicked a field goal against
What did Pete Richardson say to you when you...
Well, I've always had a good relationship with Pete, and he thought that I might have gone to Southern, but I wanted to play soccer too.
Yeah.
And so Howard gave me the opportunity to play both sports.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line now for Parkview Baptist. Oakland will throw on first down to try to change things up a little bit, but no running room at all for Terry Tolliver.
Yeah, and I kind of suspected that they may try to do this. They bottled up the run a little bit. I mentioned it at the halftime break. I think they're going to try to get Quincy Mitchell going a little bit more and spread it out some.
Oakland's pass ended up getting right to the line of scrimmage. And Southern Lab, let's see defensively. I mean, they got so many great players on defense, so many great athletes. And the two biggest things that Darryl Asbury wants out of them, gap control and tackle. And at times they weren't able to do that. They got almost everybody up on the line of scrimmage on this second down play. They handed off to the running back. And again, not much running room for Cyprian as he is driven back by Jabbar Triplett.
And you're right, they are crowding the line of scrimmage. Almost everybody up there daring Oakland to throw the ball on him, which he hasn't really had to do tonight because Southern Lab hasn't been able to slow down this real veer option that's going well for them.
3rd down and 5. Eagles come up to the line of scrimmage. Oakland. Here comes the pressure and almost a fumble, a turnover there. The ball carrier lucky he was able to hang on to that handoff as Cyprian got snowed over. First guy there was Christopher Welch, and a key 3 and out for that Southern Lab defense, just what they needed.
Yeah, that's huge. You know, to be able to slow this Parkview offense down. They didn't have a lot of success with it in the first half, and clearly Parkview in a punting situation, an opportunity for Southern Lab to get good field position and maybe get this offense going again.
Look at that. Barely just hanged on to it, did Cyprian, before Christopher Welch brought him to the turf.
Very fortunate. And, you know, one of the other things we didn't talk about much at the half is Southern Lab didn't have good field position either. You know, Parkview was starting almost at their near midfield on most of their drives, and Southern Lab was being pushed back a little bit.
Well, once again, Southern Lab has to call timeout, trying to get the right personnel out there for a special teams unit. We'll take a break. More of Game Time on Yurview after this.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Game Time on Yurview at Nakar at McDonough 35 live Thursday at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Peak Performance Physical Therapy. Stronger, faster, better.
Early stages of the second half. Jeff Palermo, Jason Aquera, and Jessica Province down on the field. Parkview Baptist up by 10, punting the football away. Southern Lab coming, putting some pressure on the punter. No flag. They did not hit the punter, Ladd McKee, and it goes out of bounds. And the Kittens, who we talked about, did not have great field position in the first half. They'll have good field position here after a 31-yard punt. They'll start this drive at their own 45.
And let's see if he got a piece of it here. The ball came off it fluttering, and yes, I think he did. And that ball really started moving over to the right and became end over end. And let's see if we can, either got a little piece of it or, I mean, it went between his arms there. But as you mentioned, Jeff, nevertheless, Southern Lab's going to have great field position, and that's what a struggling offense needs.
Tyler Pandyavan on the block. Did I get that? Was I close?
Yes, yes.
Here's Ty Davis, and Davis a few yards, and that's it. Parkview Baptist brings them down quickly. Ty Davis in that first half rushed for just over 80 yards in that first half. Gets 3 more there on the first carry, so he's got 87 yards rushing. So he averages 10 yards a carry, and that's kind of where he's at right now.
Yeah, but all that was primarily the first drive.
2nd and 7, Quincy Mitchell. 2 interceptions he threw in that first half. Obviously needs to take better care of the football. He'll throw here, now he's going to run it. And then he puts his head down, and there is a flag down at the 41-yard line, and this could be another costly penalty on the Kittens. They've had their fair share of them.
I think you're right, and you know, those offensive linemen for Southern Lab, they can't get lazy. You got to move your feet and not try to, hold these guys or block with your arms. And it was thrown right as Quincy Mitchell began to take off, and obviously a holding there. And again, another one of these backbreakers,
An unlucky 7th penalty of the night for Southern Lab.
Yeah, where you're having success, a little bit of success, and maybe going to get a short yard situation. Now you're really behind the chains at a 2nd and 14.
From the 41-yard line, Mitchell gets them lined up. 4 wide receivers. I think they've ditched the I formation maybe for the rest of the game.
Right.
Well, now they're going to back it up a little more. They've been having trouble
marking
off the penalties in this game. So now it's second down and about 18.
Well, and although Quincy Mitchell threw that interception right before the half, he seemed more comfortable kind of running around in the spread, just either making plays with his feet or getting outside the pocket and finding open receivers.
A discussion needs to take place before we start the second down play. Again, the officials having trouble with marking penalties off tonight.
May set a record tonight with homecoming and official timeouts. And they're talking it over.
Wow, long talk here too.
On a holding penalty. It's got to be about the spot. Yeah, you can see him pointing, trying to make sure that they got the right yardage here. Well, after all of that, looks like it was right.
All right, so from the 37-yard line.
Oh,
man.
You gotta be kidding me.
Well, you
delay a game.
Wow.
See, this is the stuff that you just got to clean up. I mean, you're coming out of a long break. How do you get a delay a game there? I mean, you got to have the play called and ready to go up to the line of scrimmage here.
Second down at 23. Screen to Davis. Davis stumbles ahead to the 40, so he gets 8. But still third and long coming up, about 3rd and 15 for the Kittens.
Big Cedric Banks, his own lineman, tackled him. You see Ty Davis there a little upset, but trying to set up his blocks. And you can't fault Cedric Banks for hustling there, but he accidentally tripped Ty Banks up there.
Double slot once again for Southern Lab from their own 40-yard line. Mitchell, as Parkview rushes 3 to Jarvis Thornton. Thornton, not enough running room there along the far sidelines. Hit out of bounds by Terry Tolliver. And despite the good field position for Southern Lab, they are unable to move the chains, and they'll have to punt the football away again.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of discussing it over there. And number 10, Ronnie Smith, is their punter, and I don't see him on the field. So be careful here. There could be some sort of trickery.
Or we might just have a new punter.
Yeah.
Tyler Guidry will handle the punt this time.
Wonder if Ronnie Smith is injured.
Decent punt by Guidry. Fair catch signal, and Parkview will start this drive at their own 30-yard line. 23-yard punt by Guidry. Some pushing and shoving after that play, but cooler heads prevail.
Well, a real wasted opportunity there for that Kitten offense. I mean, you get the ball, great field position around midfield, and then you can't do anything with it. So again, Parkview continues to bottle up this Southern Lab offense, but Jeff, still more of the same, kind of shooting themselves in the foot, a couple of penalties, and back themselves up.
Cyprian, the running back. Tolliver is one of the slot backs. And Oakland barking signals. Misdirection. And on the carry is Dustin Philippe, who has 2 touchdowns tonight, and he gets 3 yards on the carry. Tossed to the turf by Jarvis Thornton.
And I think another flag out there, Jeff.
It's going to go against Parkview, though. They're already marking it off.
Well, kind of an ugly start to this second half. Seems like there's been more penalties than plays.
10-yard penalty called against the Eagles. So now 1st and 20 from their own 20. And Cajun blood is starting to boil there for
yeah, absolutely.
Jay Maye.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, good look at Coach Gee down there on the sideline.
Oakland to throw. Deep pass. A lot of shoving going down the field, but really no chance for Kyle Washington to run down that pass. And Mitchell Turner was with him step for step.
Well, and Oakland kind of shows off his arm there. Good-looking spiral. He threw that ball about 50 yards in the air. And you talked about him earlier. Was homeschooled, played in that league, ran a spread offense, and, you know, he's got a good arm. But that's not what they ask him to do in this Parkview system there. They ask him to be more of a runner and run more of that veer option attack.
Oakland 3 of 5 for 39 yards on the night. 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 20. They run the draw, and some running room right up the middle for Tolliver. Gets back a lot of those yards that were lost with the holding penalty, but it'll be 3rd down and 12 as he was tackled by Damone Clark.
Yeah, good little design play, the delay there, able to wait for those penetrating defensive linemen to get upfield, and then you see right there able to bolt in right behind it and to kind of create a little breathing room, but still, this is a tough situation for this Parkview offense. 3rd and 12, you're in your own territory, and with a 10-point lead, my guess is that Coach Maye is going to try to be somewhat safe with this football.
Look for the hard count, too, from Oakland. Try to draw Southern Lab offsides. Taking a long time in a huddle, 8 seconds on the play clock. They're 3 of 7 on 3rd downs tonight. Oakland will throw. Zips one to the far side, and there's Washington for a 1st down.
Wow.
To the 43-yard line. There is a flag, though, back in the Parkview backfield.
Let's see. Because Southern Lab unable to get
off the field on 3rd and 13 with a run-oriented team.
Yeah, and I mean, Kyle Washington was wide open. I mean, wide open.
Oh, man.
Well, add another one to that bad penalty column and the 15-yarder.
And 3 of these penalties against Southern Lab have come on 3rd down defensively, and they've all been 15 yards.
Well, and you can see how it flips the field position. I mean, look, on that play, they were backed up at their 25-yard line, and now the refs are about to spot the ball on Southern Lab's own 42-yard line. So when you talk about a penalty and how big it is, it just completely flips the field position.
Boy, just a tough night for the Kittens when it comes to the penalties, the turnovers. Parkview now has it at the Southern Lab 43-yard line. Tolliver in motion. Ball goes to Philippe, and Philippe has enough for a 1st down before he's undercut by Anthony Schaefer.
Well, I'll tell you what, Philippe was not supposed to start tonight, but he's having a great game, and he may be, you know, even when some of these people getting healthy, he may be vying for more carries. He's not a big guy, not a super fast guy, but he really follows his blocks and runs behind the design of the play.
12-yard run for Philippe. Jay Maye, his offense on the move once again with the Eagles already up by 10. 5:53 to go in the 3rd. This is Game Time on Yurview.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
Do you need to say great job, congratulations, or way to go? Crown Trophy on Sherwood Forest Boulevard in Baton Rouge has the trophy, plaque, acrylic, or crystal award you're looking for. Whether it's for your team, business, or church, come to Crown Trophy. We guarantee the highest level of customer service, and there's no charge for rush orders or trophy engraving. We're nationally known and locally owned. Visit us online to view our catalog at www.crowntrophy.com.
Game Time on Your LA is brought to you by Livingston Parish President Leighton Ricks welcomes one and all to one of the fastest growing parishes in Louisiana. Livingston Parish, the place to be. By Monogram Express, we make ordinary gifts extraordinary. And by Louisiana Lift. At Louisiana Lift, we're always on call. Jeff Palermo, Jason Naquer, Jessica Province. First down and 10 for the Eagles as they are on the move, up by 10. Oakland's been accurate with the football, and he's made a lot of good decisions in the option game as well. Cyprian on the dive, but Damone Clark met him at the line of scrimmage, a gain of a yard.
Man. You're not running. The guy's just so strong, and when he busts through that line and gets penetration, he's a force to be reckoned with. One of the more positive plays for Southern Lab here late.
Southern Lab could really use a turnover.
Yes.
Just something positive for them to get them feeling good about themselves. Meanwhile, Parkview just playing its game right now. They've stayed away from the mistakes in this one. Off the left side, good carry by Cyprian. Gets himself 6 yards.
Yeah, another 5-6 yards. That's exactly how this offense is designed, and obviously Southern Lab in there trying to strip the ball out, but while they were trying to do that, the legs keep churning and picking up valuable yards.
3rd down and 3. Southern Lab could desperately use a stop. Even if they can hold them to a field goal, still at least it's a 2-possession game.
That's correct. Yeah, they can't allow a touchdown on this drive here, particularly with the way their offense has been playing tonight.
So 3rd down and 3. Tolliver gets it. And Tolliver is stopped shy of the first down by about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, and that was Jabbar Triplett in on that one, and he's had a good game. He showed up in the backfield a lot and can really come up and bring the leather, and that time Jabbar Triplett penetrating through there and stopping Tolliver before he could really get going.
So 4th down. Let's see what Jay Maye does.
I'm going for it too, Coach. I'd go for it. I don't think there's much of a decision here. You know, it's probably a good. I mean, that's a decent kick in terms of field goal, and I think he's thinking, look, if I can put this ball in the end zone, I got a great chance at winning this game.
7 seconds on the play clock. They fumble the snap, and that kills that opportunity.
Well, you play methodical and slow the entire game, and then all of a sudden you want to sprint out the huddle and try to get a play off quick and maybe catch them off on their heels or off guard, but just fumbled the exchange there, and very unfortunate there for Parkview.
The Kittens have another life in this one.
Yeah, here you go. Good look at it. Just never got it clean. Sprinted up to the line of scrimmage, and here, almost kind of like a double clutch there by the center, and perhaps you have Oakland pulling out a little bit too soon, and that miscommunication.
So 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line now for the Kittens. Now they go back to the I formation, and they go back to Ty Davis right up the middle. A strong run for the LSU commitment of 11 yards as he was tackled by Colton Jumonville.
Boy, when he gets those shoulders squared north and south, man, it's like a freight train coming at you, and he really eats up a lot of yards in a hurry.
1st and 10. Well, give it back to Davis. I'd say feed the monster at this point. He gets 4 there as they run right up the middle, and you're running behind a good offensive line as well.
Well, and you got time. I mean, you got to not make the mistakes. You can't be in the 12 or 14 yards to pick up the first down, but you can continue to feed him. You got time to do that, but you can't commit the penalties.
2nd down and 6. They stay in that I formation. Knocks the wide receiver to the near side. Mitchell taking a long look at the defense now underneath center. Play action fake. Mitchell rolling out to his left. Mitchell throwing on the run, and it's through the hands of his receiver, Reginald Johnson. Oh, boy.
That's one where you got to help your quarterback out. And, Quincy Mitchell probably could have took off and scrambled, but he saw that he had his receiver, Reginald Johnson. And really, he's got to come down with this football. I think this is a good throw. Maybe a tad bit high, but that's just one you got to you got to make that play. You're not even under a lot of duress or pressure there as a wide receiver. You got to make that catch.
3rd and 6 for Southern Lab. They go back to their 4 wide receiver set. They are 1 for 4 on 3rd downs tonight. Mitchell looking to his left. Now Mitchell may try to run for it. Mitchell has the first down as he made a couple of Parkview defenders miss. Oh, he almost ran back too far, and then he slides, and he's got the first down. Shy Rivers on the tackle, but a big third down pickup, only the second one of the night, and an 11-yard run for Mitchell.
Yeah, I was concerned too. I mean, he had picked up the first down, then he had to pick it up again. I mean, he almost runs. All right, so here we go. We take off, and he's down the field, but watch here. As he starts to reverse the field, he starts going the wrong direction right there. I mean, he runs back 7-8 yards, and now he realized I got to go get the first down again.
Into Parkview territory after the run by Mitchell. Mitchell, and that's a bad pass. Tough grab there for his wide receiver, Eugene Bradley, who's got one catch on the season, and it's second down.
Mitchell's he's just not in rhythm, particularly on the dropbacks. Actually, I think he's having more success when you roll him out either way, left or right. But if I'm going to use Mitchell tonight, I'm going to be rolling him out. He looks very good running the football, and put him in that that run pass option. Dropping back, he's just not having success.
Has three wide receivers instead of keeping on the ground here. Ty Davis breaking through a few tackles and a well-earned 7-yard run.
That's going to bring up fourth down. I think they're clearly
third down.
Third down. I'm
third
sorry.
Down.
Okay.
It's four down territory now at this
right.
point.
Yeah.
And it'll be third down and 3. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. We have not had a score in this third quarter. Parkview has scored the last 16 points in this contest.
Well,
now Jarvis Fortin is the tailback, but instead they give it to Davis, who has 100 yards rushing, plus some, and a second effort, I think, gets him the first down.
Well, that's interesting. You see, they moved Ty Davis to the fullback position, put Thornton at the running back, and it just tries to keep that Parkview defense a little more honest, because now the fullback, particularly with Ty Davis there, is a real option, and he's able to kind of weasel his way through there.
Knox and Bradley the wide receivers. Guidry the tight end. He'll line up in the slot. And Thornton's lined up on the slot on the near side with Davis the running back with Mitchell. Mitchell will step up in the pocket and he'll run again. And Mitchell slides down at the 31, but it's another 7 yards for this Kittens offense that finally has a rhythm for the first time since the first possession of the night.
Yeah, but what I'm noticing is that Southern Lab is actually having trouble running the ball out of the spread. And so if they're going to run it out the spread, it's typically Quincy Mitchell. But if they're going to have success running it the traditional way, they've got to go to the eye. So they've really been kind of shifting back and forth here.
Second down and 3.
Got it.
Davis gets hit by Ty Petty and brought down. Maybe a yard, that's it.
Again, trying to run the ball out of the spread formation for the shotgun snap. It hasn't been as successful as the eye. And good play there by Parkview. Penetration into the backfield and really getting Ty Davis before he can get going.
Petty, 20 tackles on the season. Parkview Baptist, one of the biggest problems for them defensively this year has been trying to finish the game. They've had 2 fourth-quarter leads this season, and they lost games against Catholic and Walker despite leading in the fourth quarter. They lead in the fourth quarter here tonight by 10 points on homecoming night. Southern Lab trying to get back in this game. We'll find out if they can when we come back. This is Game Time on Yurview.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
2 minutes left to go in the game. We're getting beat up. They're getting beat up. We're playing football, basically. We snap the ball. Our quarterback rolls out. I'm coming from the tailback position. I leak out. He somehow finds me. I'm in the middle of the end zone, wide open. He throws it up there, put the pig in the midst. I've been to weddings. I've had best mans at my weddings. It is a point of conversation. And the great thing about it is, because of Cox, I got the tape.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Look at that.
There's a look at your remaining Yurview, Louisiana schedule. Again, Thursday night next week, Edna Carr versus McDonough 35. And then we make our first trip over to Lafayette for Turlings and St. Thomas More. Central taking on Zachary. Walker versus Live Oak will be a good one. And then Denham Springs versus Scotlandville to end it. Denham Springs beating Live Oak tonight. 3rd down and 2 at the 30-yard line. Mitchell will keep it on the designed run. Nice spin move. Gets himself inside the red zone all the way up to the 8-yard line.
Well, and I can't say it enough. I mean, Quincy Mitchell really tonight has been more effective as a runner than a passer, and he's like having another running back there. I mean, he's got great moves, and he's a strong runner, and really that's been a key component of Southern Lab kind of getting down the field on this drive.
3rd time they have converted on 3rd down in this drive. They're now 4 for 7 for the game.
And back to that I formation.
And back to Davis. Davis makes one move and he's in the end zone.
Yeah, that's where they're most comfortable. That is the success that they have running out of the I. And I know Coach Asbury is wanting to kind of move this team to more of a full-time spread, but you know, when you're trying to convert your running game from the I to the spread, it's sometimes difficult, and you just got to do what you do right now. You know, it's his first year, and obviously the I formation is where they had their most success, and Ty Davis able to get in the end zone.
Again, they go for 2. They do not have a field goal kicker. This can make it a 2-point game if they're able to convert. First touchdown for Southern Lab since the opening drive of the night. Mitchell on the half roll in the end zone, batted around and incomplete.
Yeah, never had a shot. He threw it behind his big tight end there, and unfortunately unable to convert again.
But Ty Davis gets into the end zone, and it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, this time they moved Thornton into the fullback position, and Ty Davis able to get right in there.
Second touchdown of the night, 6 for Mr. Davis. We'll be back after this. This is Game Time on Yurview.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall off the bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Hello, this is JT with Livingston Tourism. I just want to encourage you to come out and see us. We're just east of Baton Rouge on Interstate 12. We have Bass Pro, beautiful hotels, RV parks. So if you're looking for just a weekend getaway, you can come see us. Or if you're just traveling, stop by. We have restaurants, shopping, antique district, Jubin Crossing, golf. Anything you want to do, we have it here in Livingston Parish. So come see us. For any of our events, you can visit us at livingstontourism.com or on social media.
Don't miss any of the action this season. All Game Time high school football games stream live each week at Yurview.com. Also check back throughout the week for game highlights and additional coverage, including the new weekly high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, with host Jeremy Crabtree. Ball bouncing around there on the opening or on the kickoff, but it was recovered by Hayden Warren.
Well, and Damian Sibley, it ran off his face mask, number 64 there, as you see him running off the field. And I tell you what, they are very fortunate to get that ball. That ball just hit him across the head. You see his coach smacking him on the helmet. He was not expecting to have to field that ball.
Watch the replay of tonight's game tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., 6:30 p.m., and then also 6:30 p.m. on Sunday, only on Yurview. All right, let's see if Parkview can answer. Alexander Oakwan will pitch it out. Philippe is going to get chased down and tossed to the turf. Christopher Welch, the All-Stater from a year ago, with the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, and you're starting to sense the momentum shift here. That Southern Lab sideline getting all jacked up. You see some of the players over with Marquise Martin dancing and Chris Welch coming through there and making a big play. No kind of horse collar, able to kind of rope him down there. Lost yardage there for Parkview. And, you know, you can see now the bouncing around with some of these Southern Lab defenders and really getting a little bit more energetic here.
Both teams 1-3 on the season, but they've played a brutal non-district schedule. A little trickeration, and there's Kyle Washington. Washington all the way up to the 30-yard line as they run the flea flicker.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, if you go back and look at this play, Kyle Washington makes this play happen, the junior. They did the flea flicker, but when he ran down the field, he was not open immediately. But watch how Kyle Washington adjusts his route right there. He cuts back across the field and really makes a play so that his quarterback could get him the ball. And that's, you got to credit Kyle Washington. Big play there, and that's a big response there for Parkview.
42 yards. Has the student section fired up on homecoming night. Now here's the pitch. Tolliver, though, is going to get brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Great job once again by Damone Clark, who has spent a lot of time in the Parkview backfield.
And Damone Clark, I mean, he tackles people so violently. He kind of looks up after each one and say, hey, did I do anything wrong, you know?
Losing a yard was Tolliver.
Boy, what a big play when you need one by Parkview. I think Maye had that play there and was thinking he was going to pull it out at some point tonight if he needed it, and he executed it.
Cyprian, the running back. Philippe in motion, now goes back to the slot position. Back in motion again. Cyprian, the carry, breaking a couple of tackles, and then a couple more kittens come by to bring him down.
Well, this play right here is where Southern Lab has struggled, getting Parkview to get off the field on third down. It's either been a penalty or just, you know, allowing Parkview to make a play.
3rd down and 7. Oquan, the senior. Coach Jay Maye thinks he'll get a late offer again. He didn't play last year. He sat out after transferring in, after going to home, after being homeschooled. A delay handoff, and it goes nowhere. Damone Clark.
They're going to go for it. That's a big-time play for Damone Clark there. Obviously getting in the backfield, just really taking over this last part of the game. And initially, I said if they got some yards and didn't get it, they might kick a field goal. Here you go, Damone Clark just being his disruptive self. You're not going to escape a tackle there. But now, because if a field goal would have made it a 7-point game, and obviously Southern Lab can't kick an extra point, so they may have kicked the field goal, but I think this is out of field goal range, and so Parkview will just go for it.
4th down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Oquan under pressure immediately. Throws to Washington, incomplete. And Parkview turns it over on downs and no flags, and the Kittens have the ball with 8:36 left to go.
Well, just like that, and it feels like this game is 40-0 Parkview, and, you know, Southern Lab comes down on the after half and scores a touchdown, and now just like that, they're going to be getting the ball back with an opportunity to go up in this game. And here you go, Oquan on the rollout, just not enough on that football for his receiver to make a play and change of possession.
Well, after throwing a couple of interceptions in the first half for Quincy Mitchell, I think he's the guy that really provided the spark. Had a couple of nice runs on that last drive that led to a touchdown. And Ty Davis running the ball hard too. But that time he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by Parkview. Hunter Daniel, a very physical player, 21 tackles on the season. He's small, 5'8", 200 pounds, but he's got a great nose for the football.
Yeah.
And he made the tackle there.
And just gets it done. And you know, the thing though is with Southern Labs often, when they line up in the eye, it's almost, you know, 90% it's going to be a run. And then when they come to this spread, I mean, they can run out of it, but you're right, Quincy Mitchell's doing more of his damage with his legs.
And Mitchell right off right tackle, and Mitchell, no one is going to stop him here as he's across the 45, throws down a defender and then gets out of bounds, and there may be a late hit on this as well.
But there's another flag back here in the backfield,
man.
So it may be negated again, or, you know, depending on what this flag here is out of bounds, they may be offset. You know, you don't want to see that Parkview player down here.
Chris Purvis from Peak Performance Physical Therapy right there immediately to check on the injured Parkview player. And they've had their fair share of injuries so far. this season. We already told you several players out for this game for Parkview.
Oh, man, that is not a good sign. You can see all the Parkview players taking a knee right there around where he's laying out of bounds.
Let's take a look at what happened at the end of this play. Really a great run by Mitchell. And that's where the late hit comes. And, man, the defender just fell hard on that turf. That's Joseph Roy.
It almost looked like maybe he bounced off the cleat of Quincy Mitchell. I'm trying to see if Quincy Mitchell's cleat, just the side, his side, bounces off the cleat of number 13. It's not going to be right here. It's going to be closer to where he slows up and then boom. Well, no, I think he may just hit that ground hard on his side there. Hoping it's just the wind possibly being knocked out of him.
Meanwhile, while this goes like rude, it's good to see Roy okay.
Yeah, I think he got the wind knocked out of him. You're not, they're not carrying him or he's not limping or anything. So
how about that stiff arm by Quincy Mitchell? And
yeah, I think he hit that cleat, that back heel of Quincy Mitchell right on his side.
That'll give you a hit point.
Yeah, or a big purple spot for tomorrow.
All right, let's see how they've marked this off. I think what happened is you have the holding penalty on Southern Lab, and then you enforce that, and then the 15-yard late hit penalty.
But it should give you a first down, right?
Yeah, so in the end, it's a first down, but instead of having the ball in Parkview territory, Southern Lab has it at their own 42. But Quincy Mitchell has been a more decisive player here in this second half.
Yeah, and really doing it with his feet here.
And he's going to run again. Same play, I think.
Yep.
This time he bounces it to the outside, and he has the first down.
Well, and what it's doing is, look, if he's that capable of a runner, and everybody knows about the big LSU commit and Ty Davis, and you got to stop him and focus on him. Now, and you got another runner out there in the backfield who's capable of picking up big chunks. You don't know. It's two threats out here. You don't know if Ty Davis is getting the ball or he's going to turn into a blocker like that, and essentially two very good running backs in the backfield.
Great block by Ty Davis. So now Southern Lab is in Parkview territory at the 47. Ty Davis gets a chance right up the middle, puts his head down, and he gets 8. Boy, the momentum shift in this game. And a lot of times it's, maybe one particular play. I just think it was Quincy Mitchell saying, get on my back. And the same with Ty Davis. We are going to go down the field on the ground and just take it to Parkview.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they're just running it out of different formations down. And, when they made the decision to get him more involved in the run game, this offense has really evolved.
Davis from the fullback position gets the ball, and he is stopped right at the first down marker and pushed back.
Well, you gotta know when it's second and short, Ty Davis lines up at the fullback. you gotta imagine who's getting the football. It looks like they are going to move the chains, and he picks up the first down and continuing to just drive this ball down the field. Nothing through the air. It's really been either 13 or 3, Mitchell or Davis.
And for the most part, the Kittens have stayed away from the penalty, which really hampered them a lot in the first half and the early part of the third quarter. From the 38-yard line now, this is Jarvis Thornton, spins out of there, and now he's in the open field. Thornton putting some moves on the defenders and up to the 17-yard line.
Well, really, again, moving these backs around. That time, Ty Davis in the fullback position. You bring in your little speedster, your home run hitter, your shiftier guy, and Thornton, you get it to see him there. And, with 13 running the ball as well, I mean, you multiple options here on offense. And really, Thornton was bottled up there at the line of scrimmage. A great reverse move, pivoted out of it, and got to the sideline.
inside the Livingston Parish Economic Development Council red zone at the 17-yard line.
Back to the eye, Ty Davis, the deep back here.
Play action fake, the throw over the middle, and it's caught. Nice job by the receiver. Had to reach behind him to make the grab. That's Ronnie Smith, his second catch of the night, I believe.
Yeah, he's been a target a couple times tonight. And they like to get the ball into him, particularly around here. He's a big target, a big body. And this time, Quincy Mitchell steps in and fires it a little bit behind him, but a great adjustment for Ronnie Smith to catch that football.
2nd down and 1. I think we have a hydration timeout. Probably comes at a good time for Parkview. They are certainly on their heels. Once up by 10, now holding on for dear life in this one. 5:52 to go. We'll be back after this on Game Time.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
You can live the dream life right now at Suma Crossing Apartments in Livingston Parish. Imagine luxurious and affordable living where it is safe and the school systems are awesome. A quiet community with a private, well-stocked lake and a cool, relaxing swimming pool. Easy access for Baton Rouge commuters or students at Southeastern. It's not a dream, it's real and waiting for you. Come see Suma Crossing, exit 19 on I-12.
Southern Lab on the move, down by 4. Have not led in this game since the opening stages after taking the opening drive of the night. 80 yards for a touchdown. Quincy Mitchell and company have been effective on the ground after the pass completion to Ronnie Smith. It's now 2nd and 1 from the 8-yard line. Ty Davis, 2 touchdown runs on the night. He's got a first down at least to about the 3-yard line.
Well, he looks like an SEC running back. He's not afraid to go up the middle, is he?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He does damage in that middle. It doesn't look like much, but I tell you what, this guy is strong. He's powerful. He kind of tiptoes and maneuvers around that middle, but keeping his pads low and constantly moving forward. And now Southern Lab obviously knocking on the door, the 4-yard line of Parkview Baptist.
One of the captains of the Southern Lab team is Ty Davis. Hand off to Thornton, and he gets hit hard. Got about a yard. Postu on the tackle, and it's 2nd and goal.
The Parkview defense is thinking, okay, send us Thornton again. He's a little easier to bring down.
Under 5 minutes to go, Southern Lab, which has dealt with so much already this season, having their state championship stripped for the last 2 seasons because of recruiting violations. Davis gets the football, and he is. Did he get in there? Yes, he did. Touchdown. Touchdown Southern Lab, and the Kittens are back in the lead.
Wow, the way this game is going, you wouldn't believe that you're sitting here looking at Southern Lab on the upside of this scoreboard right now. I mean, for the whole game, it felt like penalties, turnovers, and just struggling to get anything going. But here, riding the big fella, Ty Davis, that was close there, Jeff. Let's see if we can get a good look here. Our camera crew's been all over it tonight.
Inconclusive, Jason.
Yeah.
We'll have to take the referee's word for it.
They're not going to ask us anyway. So.
All right, a 2-point conversion. This is big. Parkview's got a good field goal kicker who would like to make it 4, and they give it to Davis, and Davis muscles his way in again.
Yeah, you're just not going to stop him mano a mano at the goal line. I mean, that's just not going to happen. Nobody on that field is good enough to do it. You see the big body there, and really, once he gets to the goal line, just nudges it over.
So Ty Davis, the hat trick, 3 touchdowns, and then the 2-point conversion as he has rushed for well over 100 yards. The LSU commitment has put the Kittens in the lead. You're watching Game Time on Yurview.
If
If your business is looking for growth opportunities in the capital region, find out why Livingston Parish is the place to be. We have available sites, tremendous access to and from your facility. We have an excellent workforce pipeline, and our quality of life is second to none. To find out more, contact our office at 225-686-3982 or visit our website at ledc.net.
You can live the dream life right now at Suma Crossing Apartments in Livingston Parish. Imagine luxurious and affordable living where it is safe and the school systems are awesome. A quiet community with a private, well-stocked lake and a cool, relaxing swimming pool. Easy access for Baton Rouge commuters or students at Southeastern. It's not a dream, it's real and waiting for you. Come see Suma Crossing, exit 19 on I-12.
Southern Lab has scored the last 14 in this game to take a 20-16 lead with 4:43 left. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuire, and Jessica Province on the sidelines. Ronnie Smith with the squib kick, taken at the 19-yard line, and there's a big hole for the returner. That is Shy Rivers all the way out into Southern Lab territory, a return of 33 yards.
Well, when their return guys have had an opportunity to touch it in this game, Parkview's wall and wedge has really worked well, and he had a lot of daylight right up the middle. Watch how Shy Rivers just exploits the hole. You can see there the wedge kind of forming, and look, I mean, there is nobody there. Just not staying in your lanes for Southern Lab.
That was more on Southern Lab than Parkview's blocking. So 1st and 10 at the 48. Alexander Oquan hasn't been able to get much going in the second half as the Eagles have been scoreless so far since halftime. Handoff to Felipe. Philippe gets hit and loses a yard, and let's send down to Jessica Province with an injury update.
Well, Jeff, this Parkview Baptist team can't afford to lose any more players, specifically another senior, Joseph Roy. We saw him go down. He did get back up there, checking out his left abdomen, and checked it out enough to take him off the field. He has made his way back to the healthplex and will probably not be taking the field again tonight.
When they don't have the helmet with them, that's not a good sign for that player. 2nd and 11, Southern Lab trying to get an extra player off. Now here comes Oquan. He has the first down all the way up to the 37-yard line.
Well, Oakland's saying your quarterback can run, I can run too, and he's a gifted runner as well. He's got great speed, and you can see there when the pocket kind of broke down, Oakland took matters in his own hands and picked up a good chunk of yardage here.
Well, Reggie Harris was such a good wide receiver, or excuse me, good quarterback here for Parkview. But Oakland brings a different dimension, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and you know, he's a little bit taller than Reggie Haynes was, and obviously, you know, he's probably a more gifted passer when they need him to drop back and pass the football.
Reggie Hayes now at Navy. 1st down and 10 at the 37. Long count there for Oakland. And then the ball to Cyprian.
Well, Coach May's got to be thinking, hey, look, I'm knocking on the door. No to panic. This is the game right here. This is the drive. Let's play Parkview football. Let's continue to get our 4 and 5 yards. We don't need to change anything we do. And let's smash this thing in here with little or no time left on there for the Kittens. That's got to be what he's thinking in terms of the game plan.
Parkview has all 3 of its timeouts left.
It's going to be either we score and win the game or we don't.
Cyprian in the backfield. 2 wide receivers here. Oakland keeps it. Then pitched it forward to Tolliver, and Tolliver's got the first down. It looked like a forward hitch. Go down as a pass in the stat book.
Well, good read again by Oakland. And Jeff, your eyes are better than mine. I couldn't see whether it was lateral or forward, but I see you saying forward. But again, still a good read. Getting out there on the edge with Tolliver and making the right read and play and picking up a first down.
And Oakland used to a spread system. First time he's been running an option offense like this. Jay Maye told us once he really knows all the reads, and he's going to be very dangerous. And Oakland's thrown for over 100 yards in this contest. 105 to be exact. Philippe taking on a defender on the outside, and then he gets shoved out of bounds. The clock will keep rolling here.
Yeah, and they're just going to chew this thing up. And, keep trying to move this thing closer to the end zone.
2nd down and 5.
Time's not an issue with the number of timeouts in your pocket.
And they are inside the Livingston Parish Economic Development red zone. First time in the second half for Parkview. Parkview's lost a couple of games already this season. In the final stages, trying to win one in the final minutes. Oakland rolling out, pressure, and he probably best that that was just an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I don't know if he intended to do it, but Tyler Guidry was right there waiting to hunt that thing down, and had he completed the pass to Tolliver, he probably would have lost yards.
All of a sudden, 3rd and 5 now.
Well, you got 2 downs. I mean, so you could go back to one of your bread and butter plays. You could even run your dive. I mean, I'd give Oakland the option to look to see if the dive is there. If not, come around the edge and get in that pitch game, and let's see if we can pick it up there. If not, it may be a 4th and very short situation.
Parkview 4 for 10 on 3rd downs. Oakland, 5-step drop, zips one over the middle of the field. A lot of contact, flags fly.
Well, I'm very shocked on that call. I mean, obviously they're going to get away with it. And he didn't get his head turned around. That's what they're calling. Obviously, the Parkview fan base came alive, and it's almost like he threw it after he heard the fans. But he did not get his head turned around, and that's what you're going to be when you're going to be found guilty.
Sam Russell was the receiver. Oh!
Well, it's offsetting. Wow. Wow.
A redo.
Yes, and I can promise you, Jay Maye is not going to call that play again. This, I would suspect, would go back to what would more look like the tradition. That's all you need to do. Run your offense. You're getting 3 and 4 yards, and I know you want to pick it up 3rd down, but I wouldn't fear, being in a 4th and 1 situation. I'd fear more being in a 4th and 5 situation.
Uh-oh, double movement in the backfield. Parkview gets set. And here's the pitch, and Philippe drops the ball.
Oh, my goodness. A timely.
And the clock is rolling. I think Parkview's got to use a timeout here.
Well, you need to, because you need to get settled. You need to regain your composure here. You need to call a timeout. This is going to be the biggest play of the game for you, 4th and 5, and just kind of dial up a good play. Calm your guys down and get a good play call.
Wow, so Parkview, they were moving the ball so well down the field. A holding penalty that negated a 1st down because they would have had the pass interference called on Southern Lab, and then the pitch to Philippe. Parkview had 10 fumbles last week. That's the first time the ball's been on the ground. No, 2nd time. They had a snap, a quarterback snap that they weren't able to execute on their last drive.
Well, and you see Coach Maye there, you talk about having a lot of confidence in your offensive coordinators. He wasn't even in the offensive. He lets them do their job, call the right plays. He trusts his team to dial up the right play. And here we go. It's going to be he's not happy about something, though, Jeff, obviously.
He said whatever was on his mind. 4th down and 9. But you got a quarterback here that can convert this if you're Parkview. A lot of times we've seen a lot of Parkview teams.
Yeah.
4th and 9, you're like, oh, what's going to happen here?
I'm rolling him out. I'm giving him the option to run or, make a pass, but I'm not going to let Damone Clark get ahead of steam in a drop back.
Here comes Clark. They block him. The pass is complete, but he is shot. I think he's got enough for the 1st down, and he does. Yes, he's got it by 2 yards. Kyle Washington with the grab.
Wow.
Money throw by Oakland.
I did not think he had the yardage when he ran that route. Looking at the sticks on the far side of the field.
Oh, he didn't catch it.
My goodness.
He did not catch that ball.
Ooh. 2 lucky breaks here.
1st and goal at the 10. Here we go. Misdirection. Cyprian inside the 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Parkview!
Well, that's a big score, and they need that. You see the fan base going crazy there. Obviously, reclaiming the lead. The only downside is that you see a minute 17 seconds down there left. So this game is not over. I mean, this is not like a score at the last second of the game. There is still plenty of time, but still a great job drive here by Parkview. A good response. Here you can see the misdirection. Cyprian able to get into the end zone. Good little cut there and put his team up.
Cyprian, normally a defensive starter, but because of all the injuries, getting a lot of time in the offensive backfield, and he finds the end zone, and for now has put Parkview up. It's now a 23-20 game with the extra point converted by Mason McKee. So let's take a look at the catch by Kyle Washington, or at least it was ruled a catch.
This is the 4th and 9, and here's the straight drop back. Actually delivers a decent ball here, but did Kyle Washington catch this cleanly?
No.
Ooh, that would not stand up on Saturday or Sunday.
No, it wouldn't.
And, man, eventually it's going to happen, Jeff. I kind of don't like having replay in high school football, but it's coming.
It'll only happen in a state championship game.
It's gonna creep its way into the game. Technology is just, it's too easy to access, and you know they'll set up some sort of device on the sidelines before you know it. And you know, plays like that. I mean, that would be the ball game essentially.
Yeah.
If you know, if they'd call that incomplete, Southern Lab gets the football. But they're human. They are human.
Mason McKee has it teed up. 23-20. What a fourth quarter. Told you this one would be a thrill a minute in the fourth quarter.
You called it, my friend.
Line drive kick. Damone Clark just sits on it.
Why do that? I mean, he had some room to run.
Oh, and then a flag flies at the end as Washington is flattened on the ground.
You got to keep your composure. I mean, they're just losing it over there. You know, that's going to back you up. You got great field position at the 40-yard line. Somebody loses their temperature there.
And that student section, despite a difficult win-loss record for Parkview Baptist, really fired up, and Daryl Asbury's fired up too.
Yeah, you just can't have that. You can't have it.
Teaching lesson there for sure.
Yeah, and it's going to be a long bus ride.
It's Keon Kaiser, a sophomore, will get it from another coach too.
Yeah, I mean, your best thing is just move towards the bench and move away.
Let's take a look at it again. Play is for sure dead. And this, oh man, you can't have that. You can't have that in high football.
Why? You got to understand where you are. You're down. You got the ball at the 40-yard line. You only got a minute, 15 seconds left, and you jack a guy in the head. You know, that just moves your offense back. It makes it tremendously more difficult to get down and get a touchdown here.
Southern Lab does have timeouts and big play potential all over the field.
Well, he's going to learn. He's going to learn, and
that's Damone Clark's brother talking to him.
Yeah. And saying, hey, look, you got it. And that's good to have somebody. When a kid gets reamed out like that, it's always good to have somebody by their side and kind of be the bigger guy, the bigger voice, and really hold their head together. But obviously, they're dismissing him from this game.
All right, 1st and 10. Mitchell throws, and it's caught. Reginald Johnson. Johnson trying to get out of bounds, and he does, to the 40-yard line. Good start on this drive. That's 14 yards for Mitchell to Johnson.
And obviously Parkview playing back a little bit, not going to be in press coverage. They don't want to give up the big one. So that underneath stuff, although that's a big chunk of yards, they would rather give that up than something behind them.
60 seconds left to go, and they need to go 59 yards. Low snap, Mitchell handles it. Looked like they tried to set up the screen. Now Mitchell may try to run, and there he goes. Mitchell into Parkview territory, gets hammered at the 47, but he picks up the first down. Hunter Daniel on the tackle. Clock stops with 57 seconds after the 11-yard run.
You need to panic here. I mean, you're fine. You've picked up big chunks. You're now into Parkview territory. 57 seconds, you've essentially covered 30 or 40 yards in just 2 plays. So, you know, time is not an issue.
And I'll say something that will rile up the former kicker, Jason DeQueer.
I know it. I didn't even want to think it. You heard me earlier, had to get in the end zone, right?
They do not have a field goal kicker, so it's 6 or bust.
That's the tough thing, and it's how it works its way out.
Southern Lab called timeout. Week 5 of the high school football season. A lot of fun here tonight at Park. I think we got some scores from elsewhere around the state. There's been a lot of huge matchups here tonight. Neville and West Monroe playing for the first time since 2000. And Neville is leading that game 24-7. Acadiana in a battle of undefeated teams. The Wrecking Rams win by 2 touchdowns. Chad Mahaffey and the Cubs, they're unstoppable right now. So is John Curtis. 1st and 10. Mitchell, 88 yards rushing, 98 yards passing. They rush 3. Mitchell throws that out of bounds.
Nothing there.
Good job there by Mitchell.
And really, I mean, I just don't like him in the drop back situation. That's where he struggled. I'd continue to get him more scrambling, more rolling out on the edges, really putting pressure on that Parkview defense, not knowing whether he's just hook the thing and run it or really try to deliver it to one of his wide receivers.
Mitchell threw for over 2,000 yards last season. 2nd and 10. Thornton in motion. Mitchell keeps it, breaks 1 tackle. He has the first down and more. Out to the outside, to the 25. Still on his feet as he gets all the way to the 18.
Well, you talked about it earlier. I mean, in terms of Mitchell putting his team on his back and really doing it with legs. I mean, he made a couple of good completions here, but this play has really been potent for Southern Lab, and it's just the quarterback draw here. And once he gets to the outside, you can see how gifted he is as a runner and just tough to bring down.
Kittens have 1 timeout. Plenty of time here.
Plenty of time here. Yeah, there is panic whatsoever. And you don't need to force anything. This is where if you're Coach Asbury, you got to keep your guys calm. No need to panic because one bad mistake or one bad read, and it's the game.
Mitchell will throw this time. Looking. Now he dumps it off to Ty Davis. Davis makes a couple defenders, but no running room up the middle as he is brought down. And now the clock becomes an issue, and that's why Southern Lab has to call timeout.
Yeah, I don't like the drop back situation there, and he's trying to read the field and comes out late and gets the ball to Ty Davis. Not really much there.
Schaefer on the tackle. Southern Lab 1-3 on the season, desperate for a win. Let's take a look at the rest of their schedule. Well, we'll look at Parkview first. Parkview lost on the last play of the game to Catholic in the season opener. And they are up in 4A this season, so a different district. And they got 2 tough district games coming up against Lutcher and Blackman. Don't sleep on Woodlawn.
Yeah.
Daniel Luquette and the Panthers, they're having a good season. But you could see the 2 tough losses to Catholic and Walker. John Curtis, that game got out of hand in the second half. And a really good win against East Ascension in week 2, beating a 5A school. 31 seconds on the clock now. Mitchell still trying to decide what to do towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. No flags on that play. 22 seconds left.
And clearly you have 2 downs. Again, I would put more pressure getting him rolling out or moving such that he could do with his feet. When he drops back, you're kind of eliminating to some degree, the possibility for him to kind of take off and get it with his legs.
6'1", 175 pounds, senior quarterback trying to will his team to a victory. Mitchell looking to his right, zips one, incomplete.
Yeah, I'm questioning these calls here. It's just not what has worked for you up until this point. Now, you really don't have an option. You know, it's 4th and 10. You can't run your quarterback draw. You can't run your running plays with Todd. You're really forced. Everybody in the stadium knows he's got to drop back down and try to make a play. I just think those were some wasted downs there. Not going back to what has been working for you on this drive.
15 seconds on the play clock. They got to show a little sense of urgency here. 9 seconds on the clock. They don't have any timeouts. 4 seconds on the play clock. They get it off. Mitchell looking. Now he's going to roll out to the near side. Can he get 10 yards? Here he turns on the afterburners, and he is got the first down. The clock stops with 7 seconds left.
Wow, you got one play.
11-yard gain for Mitchell. I would assume they're going to spike it here.
Yeah.
Thornton is telling everybody, get down, get set. He takes the knee. Wait a minute, he took a knee before he spiked it. The clock should just keep rolling.
Yeah.
The clock should keep rolling.
Goodness.
That's the ball game. Parkview Baptist escapes with a victory.
What a mistake. What a mistake. Wow. You're right, Jeff. That's exactly what he did. He motioned like he was going to spike it, but yet he took the knee first and then spiked it. And you just can't do it in that order because that's a down and the clock continues run. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. But you know what? This is not district play. These are why you play these tough games at the beginning. You got to get these mistakes out. But you would not expect that from Quincy Mitchell. I mean, this is his second year playing at this position. But just a critical mistake.
Wow.
So, I mean, they're clearly, you'll see here, they're clearly getting in formation to spike the ball, but he takes the knee and then spikes it. You see he throws it down there, and you just can't do it in that order.
And then recognizes what he just did, costing him an opportunity to pull it out in the final seconds. What a ball game from Parkview Baptist. The Eagles escape with a 23-20 victory over the Southern Lab Kittens. We'll have more when we come back.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the soccer star to the soccer mom. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Game time on Yurview at Nakar at McDonough 35 live Thursday at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from those who serve ACEs to those who serve others. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
They'll be talking about this game for a long time. Parkview Baptist on homecoming defeats Southern Lab 23-20. Quincy Mitchell, nothing to hang your head about. Southern Lab would not have been in that position if it was not for what he did here tonight. Unfortunately, just had a brain cramp there at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, he's going to have a tough night of sleep, tough week, but you got to put it behind you. He willed his team back into a position to actually win the game, really scrambling and running around making plays.
Let's send it down to the field. Jessica?
Jeff, thanks so much. Coach, fourth quarters have been an ongoing theme for you this season, but this time you pulled it off. What statement did your team make tonight?
Well, I mean, one of these, this has been 3 in a row that we let slip away, so real happy for the kids, man. They needed that, build a little confidence, but, again, it's just them fighting to the end of the game. We finally finished the game, and we had some miscues there in the second half. I mean, Southern Lab's a great team. They got great talent. They took advantage of some of the things we were doing, but our kids fighting.
competition doesn't let up. Next week you face Letcher. What adjustments are you looking to make moving forward?
Well, we need to see who's available first, and then we'll see what we got to do personnel-wise. If we got to move some more guys around, and then just, again, just us getting better at what we do.
Homecoming win, how good does it feel?
It's good. It's good.
Even your little girl loves it, Coach Kitchen.
Thank you.
Jeff.
Yeah, she's worn out.
Great, yeah. She knows how tough it's been at the end of ball games. So
what a victory for Jay Maye and the Parkview Baptist Eagles. They've had a couple of really tough losses, and he told us they've had trouble finishing game. They finished that one, Jason.
They did, and you heard in the interview what he's thinking now is, look, I got to get some guys healthy. We're about to get into district play, and if he can get some more bodies out there, the nucleus of this team, look, Parkview football is fine. I mean, the DNA is good. He needs more bodies, Jeff.
Well, we'll take a break, and we'll wrap things up. Parkview Baptist improves to 2-3 with a 23-20 victory over the Kittens. More coming up on Game Time.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You're a tough kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good. Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall-off-the-bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Game Time on Yurview is brought to you by Livingston Parish Economic Development Council, reminding you that Livingston Parish is the place to be. And by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. And by Gary Lewis Properties, from apartments, condominiums, and townhomes. Gary Lewis Properties, a top provider in Baton Rouge of residential and commercial property for rent. Well, one of the more dramatic finishes we've had during our time together here, Jason, as Parkview Baptist holds on for the 23-20 victory over Southern Lab. Parkview led this game at halftime 16-6, and we said it at that time, if Southern Lab can get it together,
right,
stop turning the ball over, stop committing bad penalties, they would make this a game, and they sure did. And even after they lost the lead, after Southern Lab gained it and then lost it, they still had an opportunity. Just an unfortunate mental mistake by their quarterback that really led them back in this game.
No, that's right. I mean, it's so unfortunate. Quincy Mitchell, he's going to think about it tonight. It's going to be a tough night of sleep. But I tell you what, I mean, the kid just played his heart out in the second half. And you mentioned it, Southern Lab got it back together, not as many penalties. And really, he had an exceptional game running the football. Yes. I mean, he really showed he's a gifted runner. But, look, this was an exciting contest. We said before the game started that this could be a fairly even match. And for Parkview, I mean, you got to give them hats off. Just losing a number of bodies, coach losing his son on Wednesday, who's key to this game, and really just finding a way to win.
Yeah, the top 3 running backs for Parks were all out with injuries, but they got a quarterback this season that can make plays through the air, and that gets us to our airing it out play of the game. And it was actually a little trick play. This is 2nd down and 16, and they run the old flea flicker. And Alexander and finding his main man, Kyle Washington, with the grab, getting the ball into Southern Lab territory.
And watch here, Kyle Washington really makes the play. He was going to be covered, but he makes that hard cut across the middle of the field. You'll see it right here, and then frees himself for Oakland to make the completion. It was a big play.
It certainly was, and then it eventually led to what turned out to be the game-winning touchdown for Parkview Baptist as they get the victory. They had 2 teams here tonight coming in with a record record of 1-3. I don't know if you'll ever see a better game between two 1-3 teams.
Yeah.
Again, they've played such tough competition. Southern Lab has lost to U-High, Scotlandville, Riverside. Those three teams could be in the Dome at the end of the season. Parkview's lost to Catholic High, Walker, John Curtis. Curtis may be the best team in the state. So now they enter district play after this one. And for Parkview, got to get some guys healthy. And for Southern Lab, it's already been it's a lost season. Not eligible for postseason play because of the penalties that were handed down, the self-imposed penalties for the recruiting violation. So Darrell Asbury is going to have a coaching job ahead of him to keep his guys focused after a tough loss like tonight against Parkview.
Yeah, and absolutely. And they're playing for pride. But look, I mean, this Southern Lab team is full of a number of big-time recruits. Asbury's been through the thick and thin, and he's going to keep these guys fighting and continuing to play together. And Parkview, I mean, you know, we've seen this year after year. They drop a couple, play some tough games. It prepares them down the stretch. And look, I think everything's healthy over at Parkview. I mean, they need to get some players back, but I think they can make a big run down the end.
Let's take a look at the final stats from this one, and the numbers, especially on the ground for Southern Lab tonight. That should be flipped. It's Southern Lab 276 rushing.
Yes.
Because they had two guys that ran for over 100 yards in this game. Mitchell, along with Ty Davis, each ran for over 100 yards. The penalties, a big factor, and then the two turnovers as well. That's what got them in the hole where they just couldn't get anything going in the first half. They were down by 10, but they scored two touchdowns in the second half, and they take the lead, and then Parkview comes marching right back and regains the lead and holds on at the end.
Yeah, 2 turnovers and 10 penalties for 100 yards. You got to clean that up. And then I think Southern Lab's still feeling their way between the eye and the spread. You know, we saw them bouncing back between both of that. And, you know, they'll eventually figure that out. But all in all, this was a great game tonight.
It certainly was. So Parkview Baptist still jump into district play. It's going to be fun to see them go up against teams like Lutcher and Plaquemine in district play as they've moved up into 4A. Well, that's going to do it for our contest tonight. It was a good one with Parkview Baptist beating Southern 23-20. Next week, Thursday night. So set your calendar. We have another good one for you. A national game time game of the week as the Edna Carr Cougars take on the McDonough 35 Ron Eagles. So tune in at 6:30 for the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance countdown to game time, and then to 7 o'clock. For Jason DeQuare, Jessica Province, I'm Jeff Lermo. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next Thursday night.